Okay, there we go. Oh, Icebox Haven. I'm not late. Game hasn't started yet. Oh, but I am tired. I'll tell you that much right now. Where are we on VFL right now? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at that. I am 2 points off the entire lead. Who do you have left to play? Itsu. So I'm against Itsu. I've got Sylvan. And you have Verno. So I'm against Itsu and Verno. It could happen. Look at me go. Look at me soar. Where is Sideshow now? He's 92. He's 331. Okay, he's still so far away from me though. Okay, Icebox Haven Ascent. Oh. How have you got Chestnut? You got Flashback and Sylvan and Munchkin. Okay, so you actually might end up first. Please not last place. You actually might end up, or you should end up being in first with still 3 players to play. Espada has no one. So you're not a threat. You've got Jempkin, Munchkin. Okay, that's that. I mean, Jempkin could pop off. That could still not be ideal. Cammy Tough has Famous and Flashback. I'm running against Flashback. I need Flashback to have a bad game, but also DOS9 to have a bad game. I could actually finish in the top. I could finish first. I actually could. It's actually plausible. If I have a good couple of weeks, I could actually finish first in this. Oh, that's you, Chestnut. Look at you go. Look at you fly high. You'll probably be first.
The overheat moment. The positioning. What a blunder. What a whiff.
I mean, whoever this anonymous gifter is. You must be in here very early. Yeah, like you do it too early because there's only like, there isn't that many people here right now. So we could narrow it down. But thanks for the gift sub to Ball Hair on My Dorito. I predicted DRX, but then again I predicted Team Secret, so you tell me. You gotta watch Wolves? Oh shit, yeah. Wait, what's the English one?
To have it not going checked, it's a slight mistake that allows Juicy to capitalise.
And now they're scared of putting this spike down. They don't want to plant it. They know that the Wolves squad have rotated over. And with the smokes already having gone down,
3v3,
it's
come on,
all
Wolves.
about these long-range gunfights. But it's Wolves doubling up, playing this fight together. And Hunch just that one step ahead. Maybe this is their map to pop off to show that they are the carry. The lurks have been great, but Sufat BB with the prediction finds the kill, finds the opportunity to win their team the round. And with
We've got baby! Super baby! I just don't think you understand. They kill you super fast. He's better than us fast. We've got super baby!
Position that can be utilised. It's the missiles.
There's an English cast on China now? Yeah,
It's the Brim
Magnum
ultimate
helps
as well.
produce it.
Everything just put down to try and delay that plant so that it doesn't have to be a retake. You can just stand from that main point and
It's
go
on
through and take the fights
it's on a
at your
channel
own-
called
your own
Akamas
choice, not having
Colonia.
to force it through. The swings from each other, holding up as well, but ultimates aren't expendable every single round. You need to start finding ways to win without relying on them.
And part of that was just Sufat BB finding two very good
Let's go
picks,
Spring.
and your speaker picks.
After this
Spring
round, we'll go back to
offering
DRX.
up their
Wolves will win this
contribution in
game.
that
I've got no
department.
doubt. They're already 1-0 up.
And they're trying to gain a little bit of
We're not in
information,
trouble.
but all gamers feels like
They win
have
this
to push
game,
forward. Their
they're
luck
locked
is
into
gone
third,
now.
I think.
But it's juicy. It's just behind. 4 of them. But the stun is only cosmetic.
Oh, get our guns
It
out.
does not matter when you have members there to support. And they
Nice,
are
Yuko.
running their way through the back line. And the spike has already gone down. Bye, left all alone.
Let's go.
And you will be saying bye-bye yet again as Wolves.
I like this cast. Good. Wait, is Flashback not playing? Why am I seeing a comment saying let's weather his Flashback? Was he not there? Oh, it's Or are they in a full... It was Bane who didn't play last week, right? Yeah. But this week it's Flashback. Unless they're going full. Does Bane get Flashback's points? Last week.
That's the spike! The OG
Grand Theft
moment.
Manual.
The positioning, what a blunder, what a whiff!
Thanks for the anonymous gift, anonymous gifter, to the Grand Theft Manual. That's a funny name. Last week, we said, oh, for this week, we'll do it for the 6-man rosters, but from here on out, if you've got those players, unlucky. And also, he might play the second map. Oh no, Chestnut got fucked. It's good for TMV.
Fortunately for Wolves, they do not choose to aggress here. That's a playbook right out of my ranked play, by the way, if you've ever seen me play ranked Tahoe. Not saying I invented it, but it's certainly one that maybe these teams have been watching.
They've been watching your stream and taking that back with them. In the prep stage, they've been like, you know what? I've heard of this Scottish plat player.
This spreadsheet that keeps casting us.
Yeah.
I think he's
Have made
Boom, the beasts of Pacific right now. Attacking side, and immediately Australia ducking down in the server, IRL. Don't want to get headshot like that.
Alright, good information at least.
There
We'll
he
see.
is,
I
the
mean,
GOAT,
Killjoy is a very
DOS9.
different agent compared to Vise after
Yep.
all, although they are both Sentinels.
Yeah, you got to remember Flashback was the one that played Killjoy on this map.
Oh, Mako.
There's some timing here on both the chords.
It's all the way up, but yes, more importantly, Boom on the attacking side have already set themselves up around 410, especially with the flash in as well, so trying to get more
Mako,
space, but
they
cut
missed each other,
off by
Mako and
the
DOS9.
toxic screen.
Oh, NC Slash up.
Oh, he's heard him though.
Dispatch of
GOAT9's heard
for
him.
the first one, and
That's the
DOS9
first
aware
kill.
that Marco has slipped through. That's going to
They
be an
run back to
open
B.
B site ready for the rotate.
Yeah, fantastic pickups, and also quite aware of mid as well. Look at how he's blocking that off with the Poison Cloud, so freeing, not quite able to passage his way through. And you also have Hyunmin already somewhere up towards
And Famous has just shifted into playing this lurk role now because they've already opened the space. They don't need him. Damage delivered, damage set in stone.
Hyunmin, though, still trying to do what he can. Does find
shot,
and walk
Hyunmin.
away with another kill. 2 kills now so far, but still, with his HP down that low, NC
But nothing
Slasher
there.
will pick up the pistol that quickly.
Yeah, Boom with the pistol on this one.
Why would you play this lineup if
Looking
you're
to bring
playing?
some
I mean,
consistency. If you had told me
I don't know.
that Boom were going to be one of the teams to get in our 3-0 bracket,
They are just playing
to
musical
potentially
chairs.
even go 4-0 over DRX.
Boom, you mean the team that like placed second in
The
Ascension?
team
but
that
then
wasn't,
came-
by all intents and purposes, supposed to be in Pacific.
Yes, and then they also took down like Gen G, you know, Paper X even.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now they've got the skin bundle in the game as well.
That you've also bought up.
Yep.
Very nice. Lovely support for the Pacific Ascension teams, but right now it is Boom with the pistol pickup and also Boom with the guns. Hyunmin does have a Marshal, and he's positioned.
Oh yeah,
all
what's
way
the Boom
towards
classic
yellow.
look like?
Yeah, these are the rounds
That
again
the
you do
2G
not
and
wanna
the
give DRX an inch
Apex
'cause they'll
ones
take
are
it
very
out.
good. Ollie TOV, thanks for the
These watches are gonna look
27
how active
months.
freeing is going to be on
I
this
have
Euro,
many
how
auto
supportive
parts
Bane's
in my
gonna be.
factory. If you need
Potato.
auto parts, you can find me. Various models of engines in my warehouse. They are very beautiful and very low mileage.
He's doing their due diligence with the stealth drone.
Are you being serious
No
or not?
traps yet. Being
For
established
some
from
reason, I feel like
DRX,
none of
stacking
my
up together the
viewers
numbers.
have
Ooh, ready
jobs.
for a bit of a cheeky play.
Famous stucks himself down. It's in with Shiro and the Stinger. Famous pops back up, and they continue to just spray and pray their way into the site.
Yep, and now Hyunmin is on the other side of the map, so maybe you can see if you can do any liquor damage with the Marshal, but the prob's not.
Why is that a
Even see
Tory
world in
thing to
which,
say?
DOS9 can just take this in towards the next round as well, right? They didn't invest everything into this round. They've left
You
him
bought
with
the
all
Boom
money
Classic?
needed.
What does it look like? I haven't seen it.
Nolan
Like, is
expires.
it
Now he's
good?
just carefully clearing the angle. Slice the pie. Unfortunately, he's
Why is
gonna
my
get sliced
Teo on
instead.
Euro? I
That's a
honestly don't
quad
know.
for
It's very
Famous.
strange, isn't it?
He's now 3 away from Bladestorm.
I'd be very
It's all
interested
strange.
to see if the strategy of Boom is to
They're
get the
obsessed with
operator in
double
the hands
duelists.
of him as quick as possible, and this is why DOS9 is holding some of the money. That would be something on
And
the
we've got a
attacking
rotating
side of
cast.
Icebox. But now
I don't
the
know.
test
Maybe
to
maybe
see
this week
what
Bane
DRX's
found
defenses do
Termi's
look like
fucking
and
maybe
how they
he
wanna
got Termi's
be
phone or
maneuvering
something.
around the map, right? That's going to be one of the affordances for them with this Yoru. You can shift around the map very quickly.
That is very much the intention.
The Oilers literally pay your rent, bro. Yeah, but I just
Interestingly
assume
enough,
that
it's gonna
they're
be
like,
both Freeing as well as Mako to
little
pull out towards
Tory
green and
children.
yellow. Meanwhile, for Boom, they've been having success on towards the A site, so why not do it again?
0 point, catching some numbers. Gonna be forcing off Bane and Hyunmin. So you get some information as Boom on where they
I imagine
are
the bank
currently.
of mom and dad was, but like what was he called?
So for Boom to
Fucking
backtrack themselves into
the guy who
the
gifted
middle,
100 subs?
DOS9
Torsey.
could pull out something sneaky.
I thought it was all that, basically.
Yeah, just spreading your wings at the moment as Boom. Nobody is
Yeah, I don't know why there was no
extremely
notification.
far forward except Famous.
Both teams exchanging drones as well.
Yeah, and Famous does have to be a little bit careful here. Of course, DRX don't know if there's any one on top of pipes, for
Hello,
example,
good
so
sir,
it's
man.
full-on
I
shade,
just had
but
some
that
nice
is
pasta.
a sinister
Are you
shot
well fed
to
or
come
does
out
your
from
tummy
Hyunmin.
need
He just
filling?
saw his thigh and then repeat
I haven't. Well, I mean, I
He
woke up
insane.
like
So now
5
Boom
minutes
with
before I started streaming, so
their entry gone.
yeah, I haven't had
They
anything to
recollect
eat.
themselves while DOS9 just stays tucked away as a lurk.
Yeah, you're going to have some good initiative from Boom here and how they want to slice and dice this site.
You know it's actually crazy, but I am a nuclear science PhD candidate, and I have this username.
Is there? He hears the footsteps and goes in for the spam, takes down Freeing.
That is funny.
Plant comes in, and DOS9 strikes
He
again.
got 2?
Now DRX are starting to think, I've got to
Why
watch
did
for my
Mako
back,
take
but
that fight on his own?
trying to deny that spike plan with 10 seconds left. They continue to push up. Shiro just quickly dispatches them with that stinger of his.
Oh, the shift
Bane,
in.
though,
If he can get it down, though, he does.
sliding through, lets him get
Now
the plant.
DOS9 can win
Now
around
for
for
the
him
spray.
anyway.
No,
Oh, he's
where
gonna
is
lose
it?
to Bane.
Shiro gets it instead.
Back to the bench.
With the pulled up
Sub.
picked up now, and that's the bonus round picked up by
Sub.
Boom.
We need a
That
sub.
is a bit of broken aim from Bane there.
We need a sub.
Unfortunately, the patience from Boom cannot be underestimated and understated, rather, in that round. They don't try
Bane,
to force
get
the
out.
issue, getting the plant down on the site. Look at all the aggressive utility and abusive
I would
utility
assume
that's
that the
actually coming
people
down on there,
in
right? So
my
much of that
chat
damaging util that DRX are trying to throw out to
are
make them a little bit
legitimately
uncomfortable on the site, but they're very
slightly above
patient
average
in it,
IQ.
and how they're looking to just reassess
Overall,
the
that's
situation, how they're
Billy's
looking to
bright blue
control
bollock
the alert
apparently
from
is a
DOS9
nuclear PhD
gorgeous. So the bonus round going Boom's way.
student, so
Push
that's pretty
DRX
good.
down onto an eco here.
You know, that's
No
getting
long
us up
bot in
there.
this round either, so it's going to be a little bit trickier for DRX to control the
What's an
map.
average IQ? Doesn't it?
I have
10
smart
tabs to
out now
vote.
in store. What do I do?
Might
You
be
buy
joining
it.
us.
Oh,
Boom
there's-
are in the situation
The average is
where
meant
they
to be
need
100,
get
isn't it?
champs
But I
to
think it
stay
might
in
be
the
slightly
series,
over
right?
100 now.
They get towards playoffs. So we're talking about Boom, one of the teams that does need a lot of points. So if they're getting wins, they're getting to playoffs, they're getting opportunities to get more championship points.
What they really want is to just go for that podium finish to make their way through, but in with the flashes, Hyunmin still able to walk away with the frag. DOS9, however, will be able to trade right
Bro,
back.
cut Mako.
And with all that attention pulled in towards the B site, Boom then transitions back into A, where Berserks is already in place.
And this decision making from
Good
them so
by
far
Boom
we've
again.
seen
Good call.
is the decisions and the coordination of a really great
Is there
team.
there is a big
right?
benefit to topping the group. Yeah,
Do
you
wanna
get a
note, though,
bye.
Estrella,
So the second and third place teams will play each other.
He's
The
been
fourth place teams will
pretty
start in
nifty
lowers.
thus far.
And the first place
Learning
teams,
curve for
if you
him.
finish
Of course,
first in the group,
a
you only
little
have to
bit,
win
but he's
1 out of
still
2
able to
games.
step up to
You
the
basically
plate,
just
which
need to
is quite
not lose
lovely.
twice in a row
That
to
said,
go
though,
to
it's gonna be
Masters.
the guns for Boom that does a lot of the talking right now. However, Estrella snuck through, does find one frag. In with freeing as well, off towards the other side of screens, but that will be that. Boom, 4-0.
Village Bright Blue
Oh, no,
Bollock,
we need to
thanks
see something
for a
come
gifted
out
sub to
from
Ron
DRX
Weasley's
starts
arm
to
hair.
make their endeavors on this defensive side.
I mean, my
look
arm hair is
not
very.
as
I mean, you
cold
can
as
you
the
probably
map.
can't even see it. I do have arm
So
hair,
it is a
but like
different look
it's
for
like
the team,
very
but
light.
also compared to the last time they played on this map against Paper X, right? Paper X still trying to figure out exactly.
Maybe
what's
Ron.
working for
Well,
them,
Ron
playing
Weasley
on,
probably had full
the
ginger.
Waylay with Forsaken, for example, which he actually he had a pretty decent performance on it. It wasn't the greatest Waylay performance that we've seen, but the team, Paper X, they still won the map at the end. DRX
Want my
did
leg
lose
hair?
after having that 9-3 half. They had an abysmal defensive side. With
My
only
leg hair
one
is a
round,
bit.
so
Well, it's still
if
pretty
we're
light
seeing
colored.
that from them
You
here,
can
I mean,
see
you
it though.
question if this
You
map
can see it more than my
picking
arm
it
hair, but I'm
is
not.
of any
I
value.
mean, with my hair color,
They could
I'm
be
not the
trying to
hairiest man in the
work
world.
on a map they're slightly weaker on, but we'll see.
Well, will Famous actually be spotted here?
Wow. Yeah, with the way that drone pops up.
One ways himself.
And a player on the other side.
then
but
he fucking
Famous
stiffs
takes him through
Australia.
instead. He does pop the Blade Storm though, so that's going to be quickly nullified by freeing. And now DRX
Yeah,
fully
KO.
is aware.
DOS9 does have the pit. Shiro one away from the Armageddon, but NC Slasher has just picked up the null command, and that would lock freeing into Marco into yellow.
Still somewhat undetected, but yes, very much so pinned down now. The flash as well, but the timing not quite there for the peek out. And that's going to be Bane who holds down the angle. A bit of a double kill, but also for Berserks and DOS9 to find the trades right back. Time bought in, however.
Buffed KO too, remember? So quick back up on his feet for this player advantage.
And that's going to be now Pit in for
Nice.
the possible spike plan, and the fragment now beginning to tag away at Fring, which kind of reveals
Oh.
his position, but he still finds a frag instead. Pops into the dimensional drift right quick, and that's Hyunmin to provide additional support. Sniper Overwatch coming in, the flashes to push Berserks off of the spike. Hyunmin now quick to launch forward, looking to possibly get a tap onto the spike. They know that Berserks is rather low, and as he tries to slip back and forth around the boxes,
Well, the
Freeing
DOS9
will quickly
shorty
plant him
whiff
down,
cost
lights
them
out
the
for
round.
DRX again, well, for Boom again.
Unlucky.
You got to consider how sweaty Freeing must have been with that fragment right under his feet. But he still manages to navigate the pit quite nicely, right? Getting rid of DOS9 there as well. Opens up the line
Still
of
a
sight
good round
for
by,
Hyunmin to
it's
be
so
able to snipe
fucking
him on
weird
down.
to see.
I say a bit of an overheat moment from Famous
what?
to try and
I mean,
expect the angle.
I
not
mean,
to be
maybe it makes
reheld
some
after
sense.
finding that
It
first
makes
kill.
some sense in a way,
But it's
because Freeing
really
is
the
so
quick
good that
decision
putting one
making and
duelist
the
makes
recognition
sense,
for DRX
right?
to get back into it. A little bit of
But on the other
individual
sense, it's like,
brilliance as well from Freeing in that
what
round.
are you doing?
As DRX get on the board.
The way that he was able to still keep himself alive, and that's going to be the op still very much so in play. Boom, however, continues to trudge forward in towards a main. Hyunmin in with the op.
Yeah, he's done it
Oh,
again.
buddy.
This time taken
What
down.
are we
This
doing?
is
What are we
awkward.
doing?
There's
This is our map
overextensions
pick.
for
How do we have
DRX.
selves like that?
With these 4 players now, they can just kind of overwhelm the site, bulldoze their way in.
Yeah, but we've seen Boom be very
That wasn't even
patient
anything
in these
special by Boom.
scenarios
They
too
literally
as
just
well,
fucking
right?
ran
To
down A
regroup
like
and
you
a couple
normally
of
would. They
utility,
go to
the
their own
Armageddon
one way.
clear out backside
Trades are
and
good though.
trades to really ensure that the front is very much secure. So even though a player is lost in the form of NC Slasher, they're still comfortable.
Yeah, and great utility from Shiro there as well. After the Armageddon, special delivery to hold off if there's any bodies to be a little bit sacrificial up through the rafters.
Why
in this
are
sort of
Booms so
situation
fucking
as
good?
well, I think DRX just know that they cannot really contend this. As a Killjoy, as a Viper, to try and get back into a site where you're at a 2-player deficit, extremely difficult.
Yeah, no sir. It really brings to mind, you know, kind of how the micro game's being played, especially with, you know, wanting to keep Hyunmin posted up, but not quite having the additional support to
Yeah,
watch his flank.
no one watching the dirty angles that position is susceptible for, right? So he's just kind of immediately destroyed
team is
before there's
cooking,
any
though.
value of a forward defending operator to get one, get out, reset, boom. You know,
I mean,
depending on who
if
you
they
take
go
out,
for Toronto,
right,
they
it
could
looks,
actually.
at a different shift on how
They
Boom would
could
have
make
to
champs
tackle
by
the remainder
points.
of the round. They're going to survive with 4 here, which is good for their
Like if
economy
they
and their
if
chances
they
to
win this
extend
game,
out
they've
a,
genuinely got to
pretty
start thinking about,
damaging
hey, we just need as
offensive
many
lead.
champs points as we can, because we'll T1 are obviously going to
Is
finish
beginning to make me worry about the defensive side.
in the top because they
that
won
Boom
an
could bring
event.
up
But
as
like
well.
other than that,
And this was a really quick round, you know, with how they just quickly broke things apart, especially with the Armageddon coming in as well.
Well, no coach intervention to come in from DRX at this current juncture. So enough
I'm missing the Wolves
maybe
game. Yeah, but I
trust
know
in the
Wolves will
team
win.
to try and figure things out.
I've seen enough.
Also, of course,
This is
the
more
state
interesting
that
watching
DRX are
DRX
at
get
right
rolled.
now with the 6-man roster that we're feeling it might be a little bit of the rotating variety and already making playoffs, right? It kind of does give you the idea that it is the okay time to experiment a little bit, learn a little bit.
Possibly.
Yeah.
You would imagine they still want to kind of gun for that top seed spot. but
Yeah, for sure.
DRX, a team that loves to think ahead of things.
A minute left for Boom to try and establish the spike here.
I wish we still had shitty bleed with Y0Y. What team am I supposed to make fun of now?
You got to wonder if they do wait too long. What will happen
In the
with
world
DRX
or
performance
Pacific? In
here?
Pacific, probably.
At least the salvos of the initial artillery strike will go through, but Boom quickly just sidesteps most of it. Now look at their positions as well. One up on top of 410, another one up on the site. Shiro.
Bro, I mean, it is
Quick
Icebox, so you
to
know, I mean,
eliminate
like,
more
you know,
players
it's
trying
not
to
like
launch
they're
their
not
way
running
through.
complex,
Astria instantly downed. Of course, the
Famous.
you know, anything
gun's
too
not
much,
quite
but it's
favoring
just
DRX currently, but yes, Famous,
they're getting like they're hard out aiming them.
He wants it.
much so like the Hungry Beasts themselves, living
He's,
up to the team name.
He's hungry like the wolf.
Gotta love it. One of these days, he should just get an ace.
Just gonna save the
hop up
gun.
on stage.
Yep.
Howl.
That's
Howl.
No.
Oh my lord. Hyunmin gonna peel away from this round with the Phantom as the trophy, it would seem.
That would be just a bit of a consolation prize.
Yeah, well, another well-navigated round from Boom. Great trades around the site, I think, is important because there's 4 members at the end of the day from DRX that are there, right? So you've got a lot of these crossfires that are there. Shiro with some great utility placement as well from the special delivery, getting on the top of the site too, managing to find another kill. It's pretty good.
And you know,
But they just look so
Humanity
solid.
teaches
They're
during
all of their
Direwolves
aim and
somewhat
their like
back.
play off each
So-
other looks just completely
that could be
fucking
something
solid.
Boom.
Maybe.
They don't even
Here we go,
celebrate.
though. The timeout to come on.
Okay, now we got a timeout. What are we doing for Wolves? Oh, we're 8-5 down. Huh?
The time that they have to do it. As soon as this spike is tapped, both these players are going to swing. Yet there's just nothing that Sufat can do in this game.
But damaging, nonetheless, right?
Yeah.
A lot of rifles taken down, some yield rebuys having to come in there as well for the remaining 2 players that were left alive.
Hopefully Sylvan
It's a
doesn't get benched.
disgusting
That would
kill
be
to
bad.
get. Just jumping about, right?
I've ended on
It's just
82
prime
points
Neon gameplay,
with
not
1 to
even on
play,
Neon.
which is actually
It's
not a
just
bad score.
unwarranted, but all gamers will take the win. They'll take the round. It's not a lot
Come on,
that we're working
Wolves.
with going into this bonus. 2 hero rifles to try and cause damage, and that damage will be tried to be caused over by the north. Nobody's going to be playing here. The Cypher set up, placed down early, and then retreated back across to the attacker spawn.
The map always looks so weird on Fracture with players going under and over each other. It's you're expecting like some fights to be happening, but there may be some fights happening as Juicy's just running forwards and
Nice,
they
let's
just
go.
want to up the pace from Wolves. Every time they get a kill, they just sprint forwards and take as much space as they can. It seems to be netting them everything they could ever ask for. As Bai wants to be greedy, peeking out this smoke, but will
Surely
get
you've seen or
absolutely
heard him shoot
nothing
that.
but their death.
Okay,
That's
should
the
be round
hero
over.
rifle.
DRX around the middle of the map to shift Marco away. Oh, or rather in towards mid where the
Oh, wait,
turret
I
does
should
get
picture it,
destroyed.
shouldn't
Mako's here to assist Estrella in case DOS9 comes into a lurk position again.
Shiro still has the drone. You'd expect him to be dropping this down, start to clear over towards long at the moment.
Ooh.
Unless they want to try and do a dry contact to take freeing. 0 point, you hear echo through.
It's possible. I mean, if you were Boom, you would be thinking, most times it's Mako alone on towards the B site. This time it's freeing, so gate crashed away.
An NC Slasher with Berserks close enough to hear that that drone is going to be finding nothing. So calling a bit of an audible situation here as Boom. Your idea is to end at A and let Famous trick you.
And he's done just that. Keeps 3 players, even pulling full rotations over onto the B side.
they got 'em
Everybody's
all.
left. Famous
Bane is the last person.
still
just
gets
needs
that
to stay
kill.
alive, and that's enough time bought away already.
They did
Bane's the
missiles on
last
B.
person to get there, and you got to remember, he's got the Armageddon. He wants to be close to try and deny the spike plant, but he's not going to be able to. Shiro ahead a
And
little
then they
bit
Killjoy
far
ult
there.
and the tail ult missed.
So just a bit of damage done, but not too much loss for Boom. The spike's still down, and the lockdown to
The kill on
Needle on
Shiro
its spike
isn't
to take.
ideal.
Molly's already on the spike.
bit of a check as well, but now
They're planning what,
DRX
up
beginning
top?
to plant their boots onto the ground. Still looking at some of these potential ultimates, but DRX very much so looking to maneuver carefully as a full team, but they just line themselves up for NC Slasher. Hyunmin now pushing outside of 410, but it's a quick
Over.
trade. And with that, not enough time
Brazil.
for the spike to get defused. Estrella just has to make haste and get.
Hold on, let me get a little Wolves player just down there.
That are being refreshed on towards the spike. NC Slasher, the fact that he's able to get away with 2 there is also just absolutely devastating for DRX's chances to get back in. Converting the round for Boom that DRX just invested a timeout for.
It's gonna be 10-6.
Pretty
Fuck me,
large.
Wolves. Playing against all gluers, do something.
Now we're back to the same old positions. Once again, it's Fring and Mako off towards B, and they've been spotted
Double
out by
surprise,
the
nice
0
night.
point.
Yeah, 2 players tagged up by that one, Marco and Freeing. It'll allow Shiro to really get close. Actually, he'd already used the drone a bit earlier here. It'll allow the rest of the team of Boom, though, to get close, that's for sure.
Even though Mako had the stinger, he was already quickly dismissed away by Famous and that Phantom of his. Estrella, though,
Okay, Shiro
Up top.
has kind of lost his
We'll
mind
find a
the last
target.
couple rounds.
Early investment of the lockdown. Buy some time.
Like, I know he thinks he has
A gun?
crazy timing, but just like,
but Boom's reaction is to dig deep. Oh, Famous unfortunately detained, and that's Salvos
okay,
as well.
speaking of losing him,
Unfortunate that he's not able to escape on that one. Hyunmin finds Berserks on the lurk. So this is a little bit better for DRX. It's not the most flashiest of rounds.
holy
Not the
fuck,
most
Wolves are getting
expected.
fucked by AG.
Might even be a little bit of a slip
What
up
the
from
fuck
Boom, but
is
it's
wrong
one
with the
that
camera?
DRX will happily
my
capitalize
camera?
on. Now finding DOS9.
Sometimes
Just
it gets too
NC
bright.
Slasher, maybe to get the spike plants or a kill or 2, but not too much.
Yeah, point and click for Australia. Doesn't need to move his crosshair too much there. Just opponent to waltz in towards
Yeah,
that
Wolves
one
are
and you
losing to all
click.
gluers.
Job's
Oh, the
done.
player cam?
Interested to actually see why Famous stuck around a little bit, you know, caught with some
Yeah,
utility.
I put the Wolves thing there.
Unfortunately,
Couldn't get out.
I guess it won't show up on the replay, but
It's fine.
yeah.
It's all right. More importantly, DRX, second round on the board. Hyunmin back with the operator in play at the right location if you want to try and establish a early advantage.
I've seen them attempt at that before, but hopefully this time with better support. So he elects for the lower position instead, and that's where he does meet his mark.
Yeah, 0 point close. He's either going to be bottom pipes or top pipes.
Okay, don't let, just win, Boom.
Boom, though, still moving forward. Shiro up below 410, sends the stun to give himself a bit more space. And that's going
DOS9
to
needs to
be
do
the Viper
something here.
wall up. DOS9 this time in the lurk position.
Yeah, but you got to remember that turret from Boiler will still spot him out in the window now that Icebox has in the tube, so he kind of is kept in check by that right now.
So maybe for Boom to find contact in towards green or yellow, then for DOS9 to start making his move.
Yeah, and Freeing is just going to refresh the gate crash to get out if needed. So he doesn't technically need to stay around. There's all the information.
Making all the right moves for now.
Freeing.
Double kill found. Trade found by Berserks as well. And that's when DOS9 begins to look for his next target,
That's a
but
pretty
unfortunately
crazy
gets
shot by
picked
Bane
off
too.
instead. DRX with a recovery on the macro game.
Okay, Wolves, do
There's a
something.
couple of these kills that don't get traded out for Boom. Yeah, individual one first for Hyunmin, able to get out. Freeing kind of did his job before eventually being traded. These are the sort of rounds for DRX that you get the first player advantage, right?
We're getting cooked.
Then you just kind of don't fumble and give Boom a way back in towards the round.
Oh, they're getting giga cooked.
Not too much that Berserks is going to be able to do here. Going to be holding on to the weapon as well. Think about economy. You don't want to get rid of everything. You get another buy, you lose that one, and then you're potentially ecoing, and DRX are, you know, back in towards the half, though there is only 2 more rounds to play.
But also a little bit of talking time for setting up the next round potentially. I mean, they know that there is an op in play now. Where could Hyunmin be? He has attempted at finding the early picks up towards A main now.
Well,
Could he reposition somewhere
getting
else?
absolutely destroyed by
So that's
fucking
something
old
that Boom
gluers.
needs to navigate
Not
around.
great.
I'm wondering as well right now, you know, something that we're not going to be able to know for sure, but how more comfortable is Bane feeling on this Teo compared to the Omen from last time, you know, for Freeing as well? Is he liking the Yoru? You know, individual confidence in the agents that you pick as well has to be quite big. Now, Freeing has sleuthed into a sneaky spot that's completely unexpected, and he's got
I
out.
love it.
Chiro is just fucking...
Quick kill found, and even
like,
though it wasn't
I mean,
the op in
he
place,
is
so
trolling.
Boom's still wondering about that.
Like, he's just running places. He now has
Fortunately
the
for
spike.
Boom,
Like,
I
he's
mean,
just
the
running.
double initiator composition, their whole idea was to, you know, really pepper the site full of their utility and everything. But now not able to do that.
KO as well.
Screen up once again. DOS9.
He's got, well, he's been spotted. Hyunmin not biting too early at the cherry.
Slipped through.
Oh, is
But
he
Hyunmin
aware?
definitely aware.
Oh, no way.
DOS9!
And Berserks.
Now a bit of a chance for Boom to maybe get the spike on over, but
Estrella in mid. He has everything to do here. Timing
warning ping.
is of the essence. Are Boom aware?
They have an idea, but will they find the duel?
And look at DOS.
The angle. DOS9 comes back in to provide assistance to
They're
his
crunching
team.
on him.
Estrella still tucked away, and here comes, they walk into his crosshairs. Berserks with the trade, 30
The
seconds
1-for-1,
left.
but now
And he
they
can
don't
get
have
towards
any
the
idea
side
where
here.
DOS9 is.
DOS9 just making sure that the main choke point of Orange that you would expect this rotation to maybe even potentially come from is looked after. Dispatching of Marco. Now it's all onto Bane.
Has to be careful with his utility, might reveal his position, so Bane.
Yeah, too late to the party to use the salvos, so now the element of surprise. Where's Bane coming from?
Trying to creep up. Alarm bot as well on the spike. So if he's going to use the salvos, he's going to have to use it to flush them out, but instead tricks onto the utility on the ground. Salvos, there it is. But Boom, they're still tucked away. Holds the angles and has an idea, but needs to land the flicks. Goes for the tap again, but look at Boom, so disciplined.
shot.
But what a flick! Bane still running low on time, comes back onto the spike to try to stick it to half. Berserks for the jump peaks, but Bane is sticking it all the way through. Berserks, you've got to go now, and there it is!
Wasn't
The
clean,
triple
but they got
found at
there.
the very end of the round. Boom, onto the 8th.
Oh boy, that one gets a little bit close at the end there. You know, I thought that the salvos, they didn't really do anything, right? They did not make Boom question that he was completely, you know, on it or off it. They're just disconnected. They didn't need to overpeak, is what I'm trying to get towards at the end there. And the fact that they're aware that Estrella could have been in mid as well, right? Boom are quite switched on. A valiant attempt for Bane. Gets close. Not gonna lie.
If you're wondering about that
Yeah, they have KO.
risotto that DRX has, Boom has
KO
got all the
cannot
right
die.
ingredients.
In fact, I'm
DOS9
kind of
has been
surprised they're
such
starting
a
with his
lethal
equal here.
lurk.
But
Now,
Yeah, the round's already over.
5v3. The start that you want as DRX. You're even
Okay,
ready
so,
for DOS9
yeah,
to
not,
try and find
a
some
day
timing.
overcooked
This is an
one,
immediate
Boom.
answer
You've
back
got
from
KO, just
the
fucking,
powerhouse
just fucking
team
run it. Just fucking
of
run
Korea.
it towards
We've
A,
got frags
try and
of
get
our own
Berserks
for
and Orb and a
sure.
plant and just kill Joel.
now on towards Bane, where
that was an easy round plan here, and
happily
they
perched up on
giga
top. A
over the way.
lot of vision. spots NC Slasher, receives contact.
Yeah, that may have been a little bit risky, though Berserks and NC Slasher are, you know, a little bit low, which is why NC Slasher is just removing himself to get
2v3,
his health
terrible
back on up.
choice by NC
For the people
Slasher.
out there that are thinking that
How
he's
is the
trolling,
health ever going to be
that's
worth
the
the
plan,
time
get
there?
some
Now
health.
you've just given
And
them
the
back
Malcolm
away
continues to
back
pause
in
as
onto the
well.
site.
But now you've got 45 seconds.
And you
DRX
wasted a
is
KO
rotating.
nade.
You have no idea where they are.
I hate
They're
when
right
teams do
close
that.
by.
It's literally
DRX
never worth
now
it. Let's
will
see how
spring
much the
trap
HP comes in for
Estrella
him,
to
shall we?
take down Berserks. NC Slasher still has full HP though, and quite a bit of time.
But the rafters angles, that's a bit off.
Oh, it didn't matter at all.
Flank to come through from Marco.
Wow,
A bit too
what a
much
shot.
to deal with there. So would you call that a bit of a recovery on the half? 8-4.
Okay, 8-4. Wolves lose. Sad wolf noises. Is Savinho playing for Man City? No. I fucking hate Pep. Pep is a fucking... He's so shit. What do I think of Viper, Deadlock, Raise, Omen, Tail on Split? It's quite all in. It could work. I mean, why the fuck is he playing fucking McAtee? And De Bruyne? Fuck me.
Famous.
Fucking
He's
no.
high up on the
Mamouche is
stats,
playing.
and he's leading in op kills right now as well. So very much interested to keep my eyes onto him. Currently positioned around.
Right, I have to hold that Savinho
yellow.
doesn't come on then.
Well,
But he
DRX
will,
is
because they'll be
more
2-0
noise
down,
around
or
eight.
they'll be 2-1
Trying
down.
to turn up the heat
And
at
then
the
they'll bring
moment
on
this
Savinho.
alpha side of things, where they start to get a little bit of this info from the drone.
And with that info, trying to go for a sneaky peek. Estrella, unfortunately punished.
Yeah, but look at the rotations that this has brought from Boom, right? 3 players, nearly 4. DOS9 thinks better of it. You've got a bit of a sneaky shift up the side of B from Marco. Not going to be picked out by the alarm bot. Eventually will. Okay, so he's a bit stuck. He's been having a shaky game, by the way. 2 kills so far, now down to 58 HP. Has to try and call for something big for the team.
Okay, they're coming
get
back
some
to him.
assistance
You'd
here.
assume DRX double
They're
duelist.
biting on this
their
one. They're
attack side
rotating
would be
over, freeing to try and
hopefully
keep
have
some
some
numbers
decent
of
shit.
Boom at the A site.
Then again, you would think your jet.
Not the
Defense
easiest
side
feat.
Icebox, you can get
He
aggressive.
needs to pretty much stay alive as well. Will gate crash to rendezvous with his team.
Yeah,
Here comes Mako and gang.
looking for the plant though. But you got to do something as DRX. You got to try and win favor with a fight.
Can we burn the salvos to use it to save it for, you know, when it refreshes onto the post plant? Boom. Now recollecting it.
What is
Mako,
that?
there it is.
What is that? That's
Holds the
disgusting.
angle and finds Famous up towards middle.
4 versus 4. Salvos eventually will come online for Bane.
Which means
Just
Boom
woke up
has
to
to
Pep
get going.
starting 0
This
wingers
is
with
when
James
Gunman has to
McAtee
tail
being
in
one
and
of the
fires off a couple
options.
of pot shots.
The Catalan
Boom
Mr.
beginning to
Clean
make
is
their
me
move, but
fuming.
Poison Cloud in their way against
I know,
DRX.
I have
They
Savinho in
find
my
it
FPL as
against
well.
the Boom with the one-way through. And there are those pistols as they
Nice
swarm
by
and
Boom.
fan
I
out
mean that-
from yellow.
Both pistols.
long as they convert
for
this second,
Boom.
they should
That
be
is
looking
certainly
pretty
the way
good.
that you want to have things happen on your opponent's map pick, by the way. You always got to remember as well the fact that it's freeing, right? Over at that A site there, he's playing a Yoru. He can still rotate quickly back to the rest of the team if the fake is there. So I do like the idea that it isn't just the immediate disconnection from the Boom guys. They're still confident in the players that are surrounding the B side if it does go there. And again,
Boom, very
patient,
coordinated
very
on that
thought out
retake.
how they're looking
Very
to
good
do this
understanding.
retake.
DRX are
You've got
forcing.
a force up from DRX now, with a couple of the kills collected, with the plant that goes down. They want to
gonna
keep
run
this
it,
one in a contest, right? They need to get this map.
Hence the Stinger is all fully bought up. DRX Trying to create a bit of a death ball into the A site. Boom has a 3-stack here, though.
Yep. Drone.
Doesn't spot Famous.
No, but he doesn't spot vertically below what's happening, and it doesn't matter here, does it, Quack? Look at what's going on. It's just
finding the triple.
absolute shutdown.
Just by Bane as well. Try to collect as much as possible, trying to salvage it. But still, the damage quickly dealt.
Unfortunately for them, they
by
ran
Boom.
into the three Bulldogs.
That is not the way that you want to Sting a
They
Force
ran
to
in,
go
to
whatsoever.
two
Only
Bulldogs
one
and a
kill that
Guardian,
you
I
collect
think.
upon Shiro when his damage was already delivered at you. You know, you're trying to bully your way through a toxic screen.
wasn't
He's gonna
great.
Eat the decay.
So the Haymaker, unfortunately,
And the scan
very
as
well
well.
received by Boom.
Really well placed.
They're forcing.
Yep. Recognize that they're forcing. So now you got this little situation where it's going to be the haphazard buy going
Look
into
at
this.
them
so
all as
making
well.
sure
Everyone
you've got
on
enough
12 to
economy
10
for your
kills,
next
it's
round's
like.
buy up. By all means, this should be Boom finding 11, unless they make a big mistake and DRX dig deep.
Discipline from Boom again, though. Fully aware of the buy as they are happy to receive contact. NC Slasher now for the double Bulldog kill. Famous
The
in with the
Clone and then
Outlaw.
Mako. And
Bane, quick
oh,
swing,
that's a nice shot.
but you
But
still got so many more targets, and that's just way too much to handle.
Yep. Now, I know a lot of people out there are probably thinking to themselves in this situation, 11 is all they get. But the way the Boom have been playing this map so far, and even their rotations on this defensive side, is it going to just be 11? I don't know, man. They're looking pretty
Sure.
good.
DRX time out.
Like,
I'm not shy to admit that I might
Those
be one
aren't
of those
DRX's
people
comp?
out there, but given how Boom has
actually
been
don't
playing
think
so
it's
far
that
throughout
bad
this
for
entire
Icebox, to be honest,
stage
this
1,
comp.
yeah.
you've got to cheer, you got to root for him.
Yeah,
I think they
Elephant
didn't get a
in the room, I
ton of
feel
value
like
from
right
playing
now
double
is
duelist
Marco,
defense
right?
side, and like you would think,
he was a
oh,
pivotal
they got
component
some
into
value
what
from it,
DRX
like
were able
pushing
to
up
do
with
on the
Yoru,
attacking side against Paper
but
X,
not
right?
as
Just the
much as
sheer
perhaps you'd
brutality
hope
of his
for.
numbers and his trading.
Is it like the best Icebox comp? No. I'd rather play no duelist than double duelist, I think, on Icebox. And yeah, the attack Yoru TPs aren't great. So yeah, it's not my favorite, but
Actually.
Double duelist, do you want to try and get them to potentially dive on in if
that's
NC
what Mako
slashes
is
0
potentially
point,
going to pie here.
Shiro's recon, stealth drone doesn't get you. Famous, going to take a page out of Hyunmin's book.
In with the Phantom, though, but with
That's
the
a fucking
flash
hard shot to
out,
hit, to be
unfortunately
fair.
not quite able to react.
It's good by
Shiro's
DRX, they're
still in
very
place.
ready for that.
Shoots down the drone, gets away safely.
Yeah, so the
Mako
player
is
advantage is going
already
to be
through.
solidified for DRX as Marco, I was speaking about him, sneaking through middle.
Quickly eliminates the first player that he
that really
spots.
wasn't up in time.
Makes quick work of the second. And okay, not quite spotting on Berserks yet, but that is the spike.
quite
and the
embarrassing
site
as a
very much
Killjoy player.
controlled by DRX.
Yeah, these sort of
have your
situations,
alarm bot in
DOS9
tow
reserves,
here.
if you find any sort
And
of
they I
damage,
talked up, yeah.
you know, it could be alright, but it depends on how much damage you find. If you save
What was
your
the takeaway
weapons,
from the
of course,
Mates
team has
KC
another
game?
pretty good buy in the next round
Comic
for
Core, I
Boom
think,
too.
looked pretty good.
It's
They
not
had
a
some
bad idea
nice
to just
moments. Martin had
call
a
this
very
one
good
really look to
first.
protect
Well,
these
Martin had a very
guns.
good game.
Give this to DRX, as I said. Delayed bonus round.
It will be one of these rounds where
And yeah, I think
attempting to throw a wrench into DRX's plans
KC
by
kind of
having
showed
players
some of the
further
potential
up
that
front
you'd kind of
towards
hope
belt.
for.
Might force
think
DRX to
Mates-
think twice about the next round as well.
Yeah,
And I still
maybe.
don't love their Phoenix
You know, there's
on
enough
Haven.
breathing
get
room
me
that
wrong.
Boom have afforded themselves with the scoreline in
But-
the first half and then picking up the pistol in the second round and albeit even the third round, right? Because of that forced stinger that didn't go DRX's way. That there's a couple of mistakes that Boom can afford
Yeah,
to make
well,
here.
it was alright.
And if the rounds are won by DRX, you know, displaying some really good strength
Mate
in
still
it,
on
well,
Haven showed
there's some
some of the
adjustments
stuff that
to
like,
come
oh,
out
they are a
after
good
that.
team, but then on Pearl,
Let's see.
So the onus
I don't
really
know,
is
it
on
kinda felt
DRX
like
here to
over
make sure
before
that
it
they're
begun,
kind
to
of
be
dotting
honest.
I's, crossing T's.
Ah, there it
Casey had
is.
some nice
So,
rounds.
We've seen
There
Monk
was
on
some
alert
moments
now.
of like
Now we're seeing
questionable
Famous
play
in with
from
an op
mates
as
and
well.
Yeah, and this is the
Casey
scary
punished it
component
quite
of the map
hard.
for me.
Like
is how
most mistakes
DRX
that
are
mates
gonna
made
try
on
and
Pearl, I felt like
isolate
Casey
him
would
or
punish it
alienate
pretty
him
good.
in the map.
Okay, so we're seeing some pings all across Belt. We've got that 0 point coming out from Boom as well, so some information already found.
Yeah.
They did seem a little bit
Bane's going to be one away from this Armageddon if they look to go towards the A site. He's currently holding the spike, so, you know, kill plant or orb.
Mako playing it safe as well. Drone out from Boom at the minute 22nd mark.
Yeah, they need to start to get some information, they feel like, at the moment. And
Wow.
what an absolute shot.
Fully anticipated.
Good pre-fire.
Even just a check, that was nutty.
Yeah, and now you've got all of mid-control, essentially, from Marco.
Yeah.
No Sentinel utility to come out from Boom. They're going to have to either cut a corner or look for some information that the 0 point doesn't hit anyone.
And that also intercepts, you know, potential rotate lines, especially Famous on that op.
So
now they
Shiro
launch
again
their
is
assault,
just
and Hyunmin finds the entry.
he's
and
having some
C-Slasher
rounds where
has
he
to
is
get out.
losing his mind.
He only has DOS9 nearby.
That was
Famous,
another example.
He's got to find Mako somehow, some way. Meanwhile, the rest of DRX still
They're falling apart
holding
a
down
little
the
bit
line,
here.
anchoring down the site.
So
Famous
Shiro, that
will
when
eliminate
your
Mako, but at
teammate
this
is
point,
missiled off and he's throwing it, you can't
it's
just
just
swing on
kills.
your own.
oh,
That's a high sensitivity.
and the crowd gasps with it as well.
The Hunter's on, though. They know.
They're trying to get it out of his hands, and Hyunmin with the angle from mid will take and rob that op away.
And these are the sort of situations
They
in a
take
map
the
as
op.
well, when you've not played it for so long, can start to pick you apart, right? And start to showcase
they go
that
for
you might
free?
not have the great understanding on how you want to play this map with this agent lineup and how your opponents are going to be.
Nice shot by Nako. Didn't look as nice from his as
Absolutely
the other way
right.
around.
the wallbang spam straight into rafters as well.
Yeah, the full clip there. All right.
Magazine. Jump them. Not clip. Gun nerding. Jokes aside, it's Boom with a bit of an eco now.
Will DOS9 be cleared? Gun barrel poke from Freeing if he's not ready for this one, but he's aware. He is so aware.
So we got freeing upping now.
So another opening play
It's
from
just all
DRX,
strange, isn't it?
another 4 versus 5. It's not got as much depth in it because of the equipment that Boom do have here, right? It's not the full kit and caboodle. But it is the protocols that DRX needed to fall back onto. Clearing corners, going together as a team, leave no stone unturned.
Well,
Coming out with a game plan after the first pick or losing the first pick. How do we close? How do we get back in?
Guess wrong.
Very clear DRX fashion. They've already done quite a bit of work with that one single kill, especially given Boom's economy. But as I say that, without much information on the A site, they actually regroup up towards green.
Who's next?
There's a weird opportunity that Boom have enough to do something silly here. But
Armageddon as
DRX, the info on the back of the Dimensional Drift.
Okay. It begins with a flash from NC Slasher,
flash.
then the fragment
That's the
to deny
rifle
any
wall down.
potential spike plants. Shiro finds a kill as well and has the Armageddon still in his pocket. NC Slasher goes with the null command, and it keeps DRX at bay. Famous up from the back though, and that kind of keeps Boom pitched in. Oh, DRX, they're trying to avoid it, but Famous finds a shot off of that one kill. Now dashes in, and Hyunmin takes a frag right back. Looks for the spike plant now. 4 seconds left. Berserks, he's managed to buy enough time that DRX will walk away without a round found. Boom, they've reached map point in time.
What did I say, Quack? What did I say?
Always
that
an
Boom could
eco.
do something silly. And silliness is the name of the game there. Time to be bought, shots to be found. DRX did not give themselves enough time. That's a 4 versus 5 conversion on what is essentially an eco thrifty to come through from Boom. Famous's position on the flank, not expected that he gets one. Time to be bought. You've got a great Armageddon that's thrown in there. Great timing to be bought from the null command, by the way. Absolutely sensational on that one.
I mean, good ult
And you're
usage,
just
good
stopping the
recognition
plant
of
from going
wing pumps
down.
as well with the tail.
6 map points now for Boom Esports.
DRX, you silly billies. They're going to do what they do with the op. Instantly taking down Famous. We have a new challenger.
We have a returning challenger.
Oh, yeah. So now all fully in position across pipes. Some towards belt as well.
Oh,
Shiro looks to retrieve more information.
yeah, couldn't go too far forward with that
Children,
one, unfortunately.
who are
This
these
is gonna be
people
hard
in
for Boom.
DRX
Armageddon
lab
as well towards
gowns?
backside.
Lab
And
rat.
that really keeps
Sir,
Boom.
sir, please can you help us? We are trying to escape from the factory. Children, who's after you and what are you guys wearing? Lab rat, help us escape. We will cheer for Nongxin for life.
At this point, you're happy with
Does
a couple
PRX
kills,
boss
but
come in at some point?
DRX has everything.
Well,
We will
Do
worship
they?
Dumby even
know
with
the rounds
0.2
quite-
ACS.
That is true.
you
Please,
have
please
to
help us
100%
from the
this one to
boss.
push us into overtime.
I was thinking in terms of the round, Komodo. But
Yeah,
yes.
look, they've got the rounds, don't get me wrong, but if I'm thinking overtime so far and on our fun sample size numbers that we like to highlight here with no real relevance, Boomer 100% in overtimes in their one occurrence.
100%!
Yeah, oh my
way!
god, oh my god. No, DRX spot on that round, freeing with another opener, but this time they are actually able to convert it when they had the 5 versus 4.
And I see what you're saying, you know, it still is 5 full rounds that DRX needs to pick up just to push things into overtime.
And you're going to have a round where there's going to be some ultimates back again for Boom, and all it takes is one, right? All it takes is one big round from Boom or one slip up from DRX, and that could be the map.
Certainly a tall
Boom,
mountain
boom,
to climb.
boom, boom. I want
But I
you in
wouldn't
my room.
Discount
DOS
DRX.
9, only 10 kills,
Marco
let's
sit out
go.
in the Viper's pit. Op still in play.
Yep. Blades to be brought out. See how the opening duel is going to go for the beginning of this one, of course.
Is it always an eco?
Be ridiculous
Let's see.
if Boomer are able to find it.
Oh, Marco.
Yeah, trying to lurk up a little bit more information from NC Slasher though around at this A site. And a lot of the rifles that DRX are shooting, you know that there's some presence in numbers.
Then in with the execute. They fired off a couple of hot shots, haven't found Boom quite yet, but they continue marching forward. It's Hyungmin in with a couple of kills, but with the stun as well, Shiro walks away with one. Estrella now in sight.
Drone in, get information for Famous to potentially get a clean one.
With the Blade Storm, this could be huge, but unfortunately a frag not found. He's hopping over, but it doesn't quite connect. Now onto the Classic.
You've got no smokes.
But Estrella's just buying time, toying with him, playing with him, off to
I'm
bait,
not
and
a
that's when
massive
the
fan
frag
of the
goes
Boom
down.
Classic.
DRX continue forward.
I haven't seen the Nongxin one. Is
Yeah,
the Nongxin
unfortunately
one good?
there,
Probably not. I would've
you've
thought.
got no cloud burst that you're able to drop at your feet to assist you when your blades do miss. You took the hard fight there with the dice on the site, unfortunately. It was a little bit awkward with a couple of those duels and how they're being fought, but DRX, they will hold on. In fact, they will have some more
Nongxin is red and black slot.
So we're keeping track of things. It's 4 more
Unlucky,
rounds.
because the Sin
Yep,
Frieza one
timeout.
would have been so nice. Oh, we're in on this game.
For them, it is a round win nonetheless.
Yeah, it's 3 rounds in a row. Their money's going to be enough to buy in with how little died on the previous 2 rounds as well. Should be fairly good. It seems that B is the site to hit when all gamers are concerned about their money or don't think they have the greatest advantage in the round. That's twice on an eco that they've headed back to this place. Feel
Let's
like
go Wolves.
Bai was in a better position
What are we
having the bucky to cause some damage, but
Oh, they're playing a
ultimately they
deadlock.
just keep hitting this C site and they've not actually managed to get on site yet, have they?
No, they've well, I mean, the one round that they managed to win on there, they got on site, but it was one of those where it was a clean one. They were versus the Pistols, and that started with a rubble push. So it's all of these mound pushes have not worked for them so far. Spring, ready, coiled to trap any potential play that comes through, but with the barrage of utility, this might just mean they're dead.
Some shifts on towards agents for them too. So let's see, after the timeout is called for Boom, how they're going to look to defend this one. Killjoy set over towards the A
go
side.
Wolves.
Spot from DOS9 down long. A little bit more mid-emphasis. Of course, Marco's been able to find some good openers there.
which does bring more attention for Boom in towards the middle.
And there's a good trap play, actually. A good play from Boom to flash in and
So
get
they're looking
Famous
to
on the
hunt
line. And
Mako.
now they can turn that into a bit of a
Mako
flank
decides
play
to
if
go
they
with
want,
the
because
team.
DRX have waltzed in towards this A site, breaking down the door.
They don't have
And,
any
well,
ults
they've
either.
seen that no one's
Mako's
home.
gonna ult.
Berserk's one away from the lockdown as well, so even a lucky wallbang could mean quite a bit. So you do have that flank play coming in, Komodo, but it's quickly dealt with. I thought Hyunmin was watching it and would be able to do something, but
Yeah.
that is quick on the draw by NC Slasher. Now playing for the head angle. Famous still dancing with death though. Estrella actually picks the kill up. Off to the next one, and that's just gonna be Shiro and NC Slasher applying pressure on both sides. This is where it gets dicey. NC
that's a
Slasher
pit
for the
down.
triple. Dust9 dispatching off the Viper's pit.
GG's. Boom, 1-0 up. Boom, 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 boom. The triple flank. It worked. Check mod chat. Hold on. Oh, you got the classics. I'll get them up when there's a break in this game. Fuck was.
We'll see a commitment to it, but it's just been kind of one-dimensional attacking side from them.
Now a slow play from All Gamers. Historically in this matchup, this has not been in their favor. Whenever they've opted to play it a little bit slower, it's always gone the way of Wolves. Especially now that they have an operator online as well, it's going to be so difficult to take these long angles, to find advantageous fights.
Okay, you've seen Taeom and Neon.
I feel like they were just trying to bait out false information with that wall just continuing going up, but Wolves just the constant rotating door, acting like it's the lobby of an expensive hotel, just going round and round, looking for information.
How did that stun? How did that breach stun
Roman
not hit?
trying to get in, Kira
He's too
taking
close.
advantage of a stun, but unable to collapse on the kills. Yes, Garden has been claimed, but Pottery is all that's been gained for it so far.
But they have got members in positions ready
Oh,
to
you
take
can't
this
get off that
site.
angle.
But they've just got no utility to work with. And without the utility, it all comes down to the gunplay, and Wolves always seems to have the
Another
advantage
tails
when it
around.
comes to this situation. Hunch, the Soul Lurker, left alone, not able to net anything, and while there's no information of this player back site, there's not really much LSN can do. They've found the one kill, but with only a Bucky in hand, they're gonna have to pick up a rifle, and I think the sniper rifle's not the weapon that you want in this situation, as it's just
Go Wolves.
an absolute massacre on site.
There's an English channel for
Yeah,
China.
that's not the gun that you were
Yeah,
hoping
it's
for
called
to be
Akamask
placed down.
Colonia.
And that's it, almost the taste of defeat the second you picked that one up, and like, oh no, someone take me back to Terminal in Modern Warfare 2, because that's the only place I'm finding use for this one.
You're almost better off with the Bucky in that situation than you are the opposite. It's the only downgrade that you could have found for that situation. It was a save round for All Gamers. I'm sure in that timeout they were focusing more on this next round that's about to happen. They know there's an operator online. They know they have to find a way to counter that now as well. So the question is, what
Who the fuck is
Oh,
play do
Delby?
they pull out?
Played
How
last
do
year
they
as well, though.
shift up the pacing to try counter what Wolves have been doing?
I
Is
mean,
there
it
a
looks
link?
like they're just deciding to hit
I'll copy
back to
please.
C after failing to show that he could work.
Third
But I
time
feel like
lucky, right?
Do you want to start following
Yeah.
the English one?
don't know about that one.
It's definitely got to be better than what's been going on so far. But you don't want to peak that up. Punch just taking a risk unnecessarily so, and has left their team in a disadvantaged
Magnum works
position.
on it. The mod. The,
right
the,
off
the
the
TMV mod.
We've seen them coming out on top of that last map on First Bloods. This
Help
map,
set this up.
it's certainly been the polar
Miss
opposite.
Map 1, can you give me a
Wolves
rundown? Well, it was Icebox, so like nothing particularly like, you
a
know,
little bit
strategically
frustrated with
interesting
how that
happened.
last map went.
But
They
it
want to
was
show that they
DRX
are
are
by far
playing
the better
without
side. They're the team that's
flashback
qualified
today,
for
apparently.
playoffs, not the team that 0 and 4. at the bottom of the scoreboard, and right now
They had
they are proving every money
freeing
worth.
on
Yuko
Euro.
just happy to sit in one tap every single opponent that faces their
and
way.
Bane on.
And when it's not
Tail.
them picking up, it is Sufat BB cleaning out the rest of the waste that sat in B-Main.
So yeah,
Wolves
quite
tied this
strange
half
from
at
DRX.
very worst case scenario.
Boom
on a
looked very
defense
good. They
is something that they would have loved
their
to
aim
see.
looked
Oh
sharp.
my
Their
God,
team play
that
looks
is a
pretty good.
cracked out shot.
It was an attack-sided game
It's
for
a
both teams.
Crazy pick to get, and
Boom did win both
it was
pistols.
almost perfectly timed by Hunch to
but,
get the info but not die. But it's unlucky that they only bought half armor
Yeah,
into
they
that
look good.
round, and the Wolves coach showing more and more emotion the more rounds they win.
Do you actually want
Yet
Wolves to make it to
again,
Toronto?
it's all
Yeah,
Vegas
of course. It'd be
hitting
funny.
towards
I
the
don't care if they get
C-site,
shit on. It would be
pressuring
fun.
towards Mound, but there's even more
be
members
content.
from Wolves here. And
Nice
Spring
little
is in
play.
the
Look at it.
perfect
You think this team is
position
getting
to
shit
just
on?
Counter any potential play, and there is
Okay,
just
they're trolling
nothing
now.
that this team can do.
Never
They're
mind.
playing more aggressive every single round.
yeah, they're
Wolves
trolling
is
now.
just taking up more of the map.
Yeah, you can just see the confidence that's flowing through this Wolves side. I love the not getting too aggressive here as well. They know there's two players.
They lost
like,
map
they
two?
know the
Yeah, but don't
positions,
fucking matter,
instead
does
of
it?
going hunting, Spring could have easily have over-aggressed. Instead, just puts the poison orb down and says, okay, if you want to keep coming through here, you're going to have to come through a wall. And instead,
Look
I'm
at
just
this.
going to force you into this monster that is Yuko holding up on A.
If
Double
both teams
Ted's
play
gone,
perfect
and
banner, what score should
just like
manifest?
that, Wolves cruising their way to victory.
I mean, I guess it would never end, right? If they're both
And it's
playing
a perfect
exactly
counter
equal
to the play.
balance,
They
then
know
it would
that
never end.
pressure likes to be made towards Mound. It's not always the usual. I feel like teams often will make these set plays go towards Rubble.
It
But
depends on
obviously
the
with the
comps, no?
deadlock, they know
But
they
they'd be
have
playing-
the lineup,
they'd be
they know
playing
they can pressure
mirror
Mound
comps,
early on,
surely,
but they just
if they're
weren't
both
ready
playing perfect,
for
'cause
more
they
and
both
more
play the
players
best
from
comp.
Wolves. And seeing that it failed on C, I guess they just want to send it A.
Yeah, I mean, if C doesn't work, try something else. They at least got on site last time they came here. But do they know that Raid Boss
Okay,
Yuko
I think they
is
just
here?
spammed Juicy there.
Do they know how to answer back? Oh, the Rolling Thunder just catches them all. And it's just going to be a Wolves
Nice.
collapse.
爆能器落在 A
Yes,
区
the Annihilation collects one, but with only 2 members left,
Are they ready for the lurk?
解除
for all gamers, not looking good, Chief.
I mean, you say that, but health pool low on Ucore. It is a potential round now. It's definitely a bit closer than it was before. 2 versus 2
They
situation.
have Omenal.
But Spring might just find the timing they need, but it's weary about what could be
Nice.
happening.
That's the
And
spike.
as that happens, Lysor nets the spike and should all but secure this round.
隔离解除
Yeah, it was the low HP, which is maybe the one bit of hope
Bro.
that you have. And somehow, Lysol
What?
doesn't know where this Viper could be, despite
What?
the kill coming in from A earlier on, was worried about the loop back through on to B, and now it brings us into 1 versus 1. It's the Viper.
How is he that? How is he that?
Off of the Vipers. One wall
Clueless.
falls, another wall rises.
That's gonna be a Viper spit.
And this hit on C, the Vipers pit invested as well. An unwinnable situation is looking.
Oh, he's
desperately
planting.
winnable.
How did you not heard that?
部署爆能
Counter
器
Viper Pit could be used by Hunch. It could
He's in a
get
Viper
little
spit.
bit
Just
silly
run.
out here,
Save
bench.
yourself the time. Why does it matter
Side of the
if you
pit.
run this first part?
Has to go back in to stop it falling down.
Oh,
Have to favour
no.
Manch in this situation.
I mean, the creep. Spring just trying to find any information they can. The pit is so close to dropping. It's going to go down. It's who can aim faster. And Spring. It's just that little bit quicker on
Why
the
is he bringing the
draw.
pit down?
And it's painful for all gamers. It's just pure
Thank
pain
God we're
as
playing
this
against ball
map
gluers.
continues to be a point of contention for them. It's a 50-50 map. It's about to look like a 33% win rate for them. The changes that they're making just are not fitting this up. Attack has not always been the strongest, only getting 3 rounds against Shilai, but getting 8 against Trace, you expected better, and you can see the coach
Just
getting visibly
the slam
frustrated
down.
and calling a timeout. Is
What happens if Flashback isn't playing? I've got bad news for you. Well, you'll have to ask Illumi, really, because it's really up to him, to be honest, in terms of what happens. But we said that last week, if your player gets subbed out, unlucky. No, but Zarest is what I mean is, well, I guess Fabio could change it, but Illumi could change it if he wanted to. He could just, if he had Flashback in his team, he might change it. But yeah, we said 0 points. Unlucky. It's just one of them. Unlucky. Don't pick DRX players. Don't pick fucking... It's like me. I've got Savinho in my fucking FPL team. Last time that he played a game against Leicester, he looked really good. What does this bold fraud go and do? Fucking bench him for 2 games. Unlucky.
Able to pick up lurking positions consistently, but has only found it 1 or 2 times. In the deadlock,
Pacific
I
Stein.
wanted to see more from it, but hasn't really provided much set play apart from that one grab net throw over onto C.
Forgot it existed, to be honest.
We'll get in
I
after
feel like
this,
we haven't
after
really
this.
seen much use out of it. As by just trying to push the tempo themselves,
I'll
trying
take
to make
that. I'll
a play
take that
happen, a
against
hero
Neon.
moment, and while they get 1 kill, a little bit of pressure towards B, it's going to mean nothing because Wolves have all the info they need.
Yeah, all
I mean,
gamers
if Wolves
do get
win
on
this
site,
round, that
the
would be
spike is
impressive.
at least there to be placed down, but with the
What
low
we
health
for
pools
retake, barely
on
any
the players
HP.
on site, it's going to be a hard position to take. The flash comes in, the first kills start
Good
to come
trade.
through, the trades are good. This Aftershock should stop it a little bit. The drop isn't favourable, and there you go, the deadlock.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay. Well, it's freeing on Yoru. Yeah, Tui's is back. Vinny's benched. I mean, kind of thought that would happen. Wait, was DOS9 playing ISO? I saw they were playing ISO, but I didn't realize it was DOS9. I mean, it makes sense, honestly, but... The DOS9 ISO. That's pretty cool. If you got DOS9, that's pretty good.
Boom, bit of a different look for them. I'm excited for it, don't get me wrong. Am I excited for this makeup of DRX agents after what we've just seen on Icebox? I think I'm a little bit more on the side of not really.
I'm a little bit concerned as well. It makes me wonder if, you know, is this a result of having Bane in? I don't know. They've had Bane and Flashback in before, but that said, they are going to be happy to push up front into C, given the way that Boom have positioned themselves. No trips found, though.
NC Slasher with the one Paranoia up, just able to stop it. He's also actually just checked the whole back of sight to make sure that there was no gate crash from freeing that was going to be there.
That didn't
Shiro,
look like
by
a
the way,
headshot, but
starting
it
off
was.
the affairs by dispatching of Marco.
No, they have made a
as your
little
smokes
mistake
down
here
for
in
the
terms
count.
of... Yeah, no one's been watching B this
Rest of
whole
the map
time.
to pick up the pieces. Oh, that's
my
a
fuck.
second shot.
More?
Yes, please.
One,
Bro,
two,
just
give
don't
me
die.
more.
Just live. Just live. Just
Three
fucking
into
live,
the-
man.
Oh, no.
3 and 4, you're on the floor. Come
You
on,
got into a
Black.
5v3. You got into a
Do
good
not.
spot.
What is that?
All you gotta do is live.
Meanwhile, there's a bit of a sneaky spot from freeing in towards the C site of things here. But can he do anything? It would be a mistake from a Boom member here that could give DRX away back in. They're not checking the corner. At least it's a trade.
Okay, they 1 for 1. That's
Thankfully
fine.
found numbers still in the hands of Boom. DRX, however, will
And I
have
know
the
that this
C
trip got
site,
destroyed on
spike
C,
planted
so-
pretty soon, and Salvo's still in play.
Good jump spot
they've
from
seen
NC
them both.
Slasher. Trying to peek together some information here.
You just
waiting
gotta
for the
wait
team
for
to
your
come in
double
for
flank
the
here.
big old flank.
Oh, that's something that DRX might not expect. They will be cautious of it, though.
No, you
and
shouldn't
with the
expect the
heads-up
second
duel
guy.
picked up, there's a very good chance for DRX to convert
did
the
expect the
round,
second
but
guy,
Famous
but
denies
didn't
those
matter.
salvos. Back into it, it's
We have a smoke. Just smoke off garage.
freeing.
Yeah, looking for the 1v1s.
Will he
We'll smoke up
fly
the spike, that's
high
fine, too.
as a free bird? Nope, not quite.
That's DRX not able to find a pistol yet again. They are currently
Why is
0 for
Flashback
3
bench? I
in
don't
this
know.
series.
I don't know,
Boom.
man. I don't know.
Once again,
I don't know what
very
to say to you.
methodical on the retake. It's a bit of a good look
We
for
got
them,
Termy trolling
especially
out
on the
here.
back of Shiro's sheriff shots. Just working a treat, right? How often do you see Sova players go for a sheriff buyout, not utilizing
all
anything for
pistols to
shock
Boom
darts,
so
anything
far.
for drones on those rounds, and it just
That
completely
one
crumbling.
mostly
right?
down to
So,
Shiro.
The fact that that's able to really just come through with those shots is quite nice.
Yeah, especially with the duelists in play.
Yeah.
Still thinking about DOS9 and how he's able to...
The,
I mean,
the
you're a solo
ISO
player when
judge,
you're
that
running
is
a
not
double
what you see very
duelist.
often.
It's like, let them frag.
And let Shiro hold. Famous this time holding down C-Long with the Outlaw. DOS9 with a judge!
Yeah. It's just the classics to come out from DRX. Australia with the Sheriff. See if there's going to be anything sneaky here.
At least with the recon broken, Shiro fully aware. NC Slasher to come in and relay to receive, but
What?
Johnson! Classic kills foul!
They
My
actually might
Classic
lose
don't
this
do
now.
that, and he
How is he
hasn't
not
even
taking
been
any
touched.
damage?
Is your Classic the DRX Classic? I don't know. I don't think so.
It was the boom on last night.
With that, it's the spike plant and a weapon picked up by Hyunmin. The duelist at DRX looking to launch an assault onto his opponents. Sprays found, but with the double tap shield from DOS9 now,
Wow.
it's been
Okay,
quickly
Hyunmin
broken,
with an
smashed
insane
open,
round.
and
I don't know
DRX
how
answers back with a
no
round of
boom
their own.
player.
That is absolutely
Probably
crazy. that
partly
Hyunmin
on
is
Shiro,
able to
this
find
one.
3 with that classic. 2 of the headshots coming on
His
through as
teammates were
well.
dealing with it. I don't know
That is
how he
just-
hasn't
yeah,
hit
we
him
need
with
to
a
re-see
bullet
how this
at all.
Thrifty actually turned on out because
But yeah, those guys deal with
Here.
that. Shiro's
Right,
just,
like,
I mean, it's
ridiculous.
great.
How,
That second
man?
one
Just
on NC
how?
Slasher is absolutely absurd.
Just incredible mouse control and a very appropriate pop-off.
yeah, absolutely.
That is
You
an
want to get
insane
something
second
started
one.
really early here for DRX and dropping the pistol, then resetting your opponents on the second round. It's definitely not how you wanted to see things start off for Boom.
I kind of want to see what the player cams for Boom then looks like for the round. But that said, it is Famous now with a bucket.
Shit, let me get the picture-in-picture.
Yeah, no gate crash to get out. Well, there is currently, but it will eventually expire and not another one to refresh, so he'd be locked in. It's Classics and a Sheriff or 2 for the rest of the squad.
Oh, Shiro tucked away from the drone. So trying to come in for a cheeky angle outside of the smoke. Swaps on towards Hyunmin, and he answers back. Shock dart as well for a bit of chip damage, but unfortunately not too much. Bane will be able to rack up a couple of kills. Estrella in with the Outlaw now, out from mid. Flashes out, Bucky's still in play, but the range not quite until he closes in the distance.
Yeah, speaking of range, you're not going to be able to do too much there as Famous. Oh,
Berserks will attempt at something at the very least. Does have a Sheriff at his feet, but more cautious as to where his opponents could be.
Bane's low, but there's
Opts for
about
the Phantom,
5 seconds until the salvos come back online, so you know Bane's not going to take a fight.
which means Berserks does have to apply a little bit more pressure. So baits up the salvos first, and now is cautious as to where, you know, the next opponent could be. Does bite, you know, a bit of damage as well. It's down to half HP. Just looking to do as much damage as possible now.
Not halved. No time. Up with the ship.
Well, I mean, it's
Bane will
good damage, though.
get away with it.
Yeah, a lot of great damage though to be collected from Boom in that one. Only one player surviving on the side of DRX makes things a little
We
bit
almost
more
had,
awkward going into the
back-to-back
next round, and you
thrifties there.
consider the round after that. You're looking to reset them.
We just needed a Sheriff kill there from NC Slasher.
Crossfires.
You could have just got
able to
that
be
kill.
established when going in towards that B
You know,
site.
they're in
It's
a
just going to
pretty
be the
decent spot.
individual mid-rounding and recognition in a round such as that.
Still a cheeky little hit coming out from Shiro, though.
Yeah, for sure.
So something that DRX might want to keep track of with.
Yeah, and it's
How
good
the
awareness
stealth drone.
on what utility you're spotted out by, right? It's the stealth drone not finding him.
Well, at least
Repositioning close. This time, though, 3 players towards the C site for Boom. A bit of a different look.
okay, especially DOS9 stacked up with his teammates as well. Back into Garage now.
Yeah, you got the dimensional drift for freeing. So you pick that one up. If you want to shift your force towards the A site, you can start to see that the Cypher utility is there if you do use freeing to get in.
There's a potential alt or pickup for DRX as well if they go for it. That could be
Double
a second alt online. Freeing goes in to clear
They
the
might
space.
run into these trips. They
Looks
got
for
the
trips
deeper
as well.
trips here.
You're not
The
quite
guy in
able to,
heaven.
break it, but still, that is going to be space on the A site for DRX.
Yeah, no kill trips hit, but Shock Dart good on for Bane. You've still got a recon as well for Shiro.
Here comes the incoming hit from Famous now. Gunman, though, trying to hold down the line both around the site plant. Salvos quickly
Wow, nice by
deployed,
Shiro.
but then for Shiro to dance around the corners, his teammates falling all around him.
Oh my god.
Hyunmin in
Hyunmin.
for the double.
Oh my god.
Missed. A quad picked up, almost the ace, but Berserk shuts it down. Hops back on over, and Estrella to recover.
Oh, why are you pulling out your
Oh.
knife there, Berserks? Estrella's already in the site. You got to get ready for that one. What are those shots to come out from Hyunmin? That is absolutely
He's just won them
ridiculous.
2 rounds. Well, he might just win them this game.
On
his own.
from
Even
Thrifty
already, just
down
like
to
with
this
these
one.
2
The
rounds.
man is
Might be the
unstoppable.
difference.
Yeah, the fact that Shiro even jumps out of the heavens and is able to find that kill, but look at this from Hyunmin. Like, that is just egregious,
Oh my
man.
god.
Quick on the dot crosshair.
And much to Berserk's chagrin, a little bit unfortunate on the final movement play, but that will be something that Boom has to pay for.
Yeah, and now Boom are
Fuck me,
paying
Wolves
in
have
the
lost 3 in
eco
a row
territory
already.
down to the
9-3 and they're gonna
pistols.
fucking throw.
Oh, quite literally. But
Holy
yes,
shit.
DRX, well, looking a lot more confident now. Looking to abuse their weaponry.
Famous
Yep.
is saving
As
for
long
an
as you're not leaving the corners unchecked, Marco. Marco!
Surely not. And that's going to be a free kill for Famous. Shiro
but
trying
traded.
to relay forward, but yeah, still going to bite the
nice
dust for
for
that
NC
one.
Slasher,
NC Slasher
hold on.
back in.
Boom are not a team to be trifled with today, it seems. The shots are still sharp. DRX, some sharpness of their own.
They're looking to close out this, or at least push us into a third map. DRX has got to stay on top.
Yep, the trap wires from Berserk's looking after C and Garage at the moment, so you've got a little bit of a crossfire you might think may be workable into this B site. See if Berserk's wants to try and spot out some information with the body first. Now that Bane will meet with Estrella, might get a little bit more difficult for the likes of DOS9 and Berserk's here.
DOS9 as well, playing the one and done, so no time to pop out the utility.
he's on run,
Just
man.
as the cyber cage gets sent over. Bane.
Fortunate for Boom, they
You're
could have won
absolutely
this
right,
round.
Komodo. And at this point, it just is going to be
They kind of got
angles
destroyed by
being
that
held, I
cage.
thought, until this pot shots went through.
Yep. Superior weaponry for DRX, getting the job done there.
Famous did get one rifle picked up, though.
Yeah, but he has to get
They'll let the
through
balls
into
win
the
that
site,
one.
and that's going to have to break
They
the
did,
trap
let's
wires.
fucking
Does
go.
have
There
a
he is.
flash to try to find a couple more duels, but nah.
Estrella getting the job done there. Nicely collected upon DRX though.
Now,
This
Ascent
the
is a
time
good
that
map
they
for
have to
Boom if
weather
we do
another
go
gun
there, but-
round where there's going to be an operator available on the side.
We haven't
You
really
know
seen
how
DOS9 get really
Side
any
of
value at
Boom
all.
plays the operator. It's going to be
that's a
for
lot, but-
Famous. So this will be a bit interesting. And the smoke blooming. Yep, Shrouder stepped into it. That's what happened there. Good start for DRX though. 4 on the trot after dropping
I
that
say he hasn't
pistol.
got any value. He's 0-5.
And
He's
appropriately
getting
called.
literally
Famous
fucking
now
no
positioning
value.
himself towards A-Long alongside Shiro. But DRX elect to go somewhere else.
Yeah, they look to go a little bit quicker in this one. Look at the trips as well. They're going to kind of provide you a little bit of a way in towards the site. An early Hunter's Fury, though, not going to get it too much established, or maybe it will. Shiro Berserk's in for one.
Still into it, looking for the sprays against Freeing. Does find it.
Berserk's has done
Additional
well.
support from NC Slasher as
Oh
well.
my
And
goodness.
there it is. The round quickly picked
Well.
up. A great reaction coming out from Boom.
Yeah,
Great
just
hold
not
from
able
Boom.
to
Well
see
played by
DRX really
Berserks.
get into the C side, unfortunately. Sometimes that happens when you go in towards a site where you've got your opponent's Sentinel playing, right? It does happen in this game. You got Hunter's Fury, ult invested from Shiro there, and then just dancing around the site. I feel like Freeing on the duelist at the moment. Big learning, of course, from that map number 1, but also utility timing, right? Pulls out the blind side as soon as the cage goes down, so a bit unfortunate there for him.
This goes here.
And then our desk is going to be pulling their hair out about, but for now at least, Boom happy to pick up on another round. The op still in play, Famous
So
same
the
spot
suppress
as
hits them and
before.
they just
DRX though,
insta-pivot B.
still avoiding it.
Yeah, Bane has an Armageddon here, by the way. He could clear a lot, or it could be used in a post. Berserks! Berserks! Shut down.
In position, Hyunmin now.
Still 2v2 though.
Fortunately, it's going to be Shiro who finds a shot through the A-Link position.
And
Pulls
quickly.
off the drone.
Quickly a 2 versus 2 as well, but remember, Famous is on this operator.
Exactly where you
Yeah, but I don't know how useful it's going to be in a position like this. Hyunmin closes in the distance with the Blade Storm, and it's just Shiro
Winnable.
to find the duels. The drift on course,
Oh
but
my
Shiro
god, what are they doing?
in with the burst, in with the Red Bull
What
clutch
are
to
they
pick the
doing?
round up for Boom.
Oh, the right click. It is sometimes not
I just knew.
safe
I just
to
fucking
go for
knew.
that one. Untrustworthy, it would seem there. The 1 versus 2 Rebel clutch to come on through. And again, these rounds, they look just a little bit backwards and forwards, don't they? The fact that Shiro's
As soon as
also
I saw
able to
them
find
like
Marco to just
line up
bring us
there, I
into
was like,
that
oh, they're in
2-on-2
trouble.
situation. A neural theft out, right? It makes it quite difficult
Oh, that's a big,
for
big
Famous
win
to
for
be able to
Boom.
do something with the operator if he's missing a shot.
Wolves up to 11.
I don't want to. There's a situation here where we're going to have
Does
a
not
bit of a
got a kill
bond
yet? I
moment
don't
too,
think
by
he
the way, for DOS9 if he's not able to find a
Might
kill.
be DOS9.
Not having too much luck on this ISO, on these duels at the moment.
Still, maybe close to the kill contract. That could help him out. That said,
Slowest
it's
kill
going
contract
to
of all
be
time.
Famous currently trying to do what he can with the Outlaw.
Oh, he's not looking.
Yeah. Some timing though for Shiro to see what he can get off this drone. Meanwhile, Garage starts to get scoped out a little bit for the DRX lads. Almost given free of charge, in fact,
Oh, they're
definitely given
very
free of charge.
passive.
You got to be a little bit heads
Come
up
on,
though,
Wolves,
which is why it is
4v3.
being looked after from
Let's
NC
go.
Slasher and now DOS9.
Oh no. Nice.
Potential Armageddon as well if they find a little bit more.
Oh, DOS9.
He is
Shield
on the
broken,
struggle
body,
bus right
human
now.
shield as well. And Famous uses that chance to find a kill of his own around A short. Now off to Shiro, spotting on Hillman, but oh, look at the updraft. Now Famous getting fully blinded. Will
They're
eat
not gonna
a
lose this
face full of
round, man.
bullets with the stinger from Mako.
30
NC
seconds
Slasher
left.
inside of the smoke.
They can't lose this round.
And DRX kind of aware,
Spike
playing
planted.
safer around it.
Oh my
Cyber
God,
Cage
they're
goes
gonna
up
lose
around
this
him.
round. How have you
Hyunbin
lost this
now
round, man? You're in such a good
eliminating his
spot.
final teammate. And NC Slasher not able to move, but does spin around to take down Estrella. Looks for the next targets, but close range again. That's when a stinger.
I mean,
will
DOS9's
pepper
having a
both
fucking
holes.
all-time
some
stinker.
really
An all-time
big
stinker
shots to come
losing
out
to
from
a
a couple
ghost
of the
with a
DRX
shield.
members
I
in
mean,
that
that
one to
is
bring that one back
fucking
from what
rough.
should have been not really a round
Holy
of theirs, right?
fuck,
Like
that
the fact
is
that Bane's able to
tough.
find DOS9 with a ghost, you're
And
getting
then
in, you're
this,
dancing around,
Shiro
smoke there as Hyunbin, and
probably
you're just
should have
still
got that
going
kill
around
for
the site
100%,
with
and
the
if he
team,
does, they
setting
win the
yourself
round.
up to just fight the good fight. Not
Oh,
going to
that's
see
a
a
rough
tied
loss for
scoreline
Boom.
here on the 4-4 mark. It'll be DRX still holding the lead.
And now they're on an eco as well. Holy
And
shit.
into the fresh round, Boom, not going to
DOS9
be
is
too
0-7.
well equipped
I
either.
mean-
So there's a chance here for DRX to try and at least equalize up at the half. Establish
Okay,
a great
I
economy.
think the whole
buys on
DOS9 play
buys.
ISO thing, I think that's
Look
about
at
to
this,
probably
Komodo
die.
Boom now beginning to push out of mid.
Come on, Wolves. It's
Looking
over.
for an
Wolves win.
opportunity. Looking for DOS9 to pick up his first kill. It's going to be Berserks instead, outside of garage.
He's thinking about ulting.
DRX looking to reassess the situation with a stealth drone.
It's a nice little...
But at the same time, the smoke's
well-
appearing upwards, and then a pot shot
Okay,
through.
now you
What?
do use
Yeah,
your ult.
and these are the sort of situations as well.
Unless
You
your
just don't wanna see
duelist
them overstep.
trolls.
Famous traded DOS9. I will
Why would
highlight
you
here,
ever
has
peek
the
that
kill
in a
contract if
5v3
time starts to be
with double
a bit of a
cyber trips
problem, but
across the
also
map?
Whoa.
would just be
Why would
used
you
to
even
help
think
the
about it?
team remove a player of DRX for them to fight.
He's looking for the frag, though. All in 4 positions, pops a double tap, and there's the kill contract. Straight into
Okay,
it,
I mean,
Guardian
he's going to
versus
die
Mako.
either way. Or he
Plays
should.
around the angles while his teammates find
And
them more on the
DOS9 wins
site.
it.
And that's DOS9 picking up the first one. Bane
Okay,
now,
we got
left
back-to-back
alone and
50s,
cold,
fair enough.
desperate
I mean, that
measures, and it's
second
gonna be
kill
Shiro
on the...
who picks
I don't know
the
who
round up for
died,
Boom.
but that was fucking
Thrifty
bullshit. One
to
share
answer that
shot
one
into the
back
smoke.
for the Boom Esports side.
Let's fucking
I
go.
was talking about trying to,
Look at
establish
this.
your own economy, not having to worry about that going on forwards a little bit. That is ridiculous, by the way. That is illegal. We've had a lot of
Easy,
illegal plays
easy,
in this series
easy.
today. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Time out.
Indescribable.
Wolves third seed guaranteed. Fuck off. Easy for Wolves. So that means that Trace are guaranteed 4th spot, I think. Did they beat JDG? They did. So yeah. Trace will start in lowers. Lol. You feel bad for all bots? Don't feel bad for all bots. We did give them only their second map, but it's fine. It's fine.
Onto an official match, needing to pull out whatever you've got, at least a scoreline relatively close between the both sides.
Oh, look at the different look, though, this time for Berserks. Completely changing it up with the front B trap, the A short trap.
Okay.
You know, you're looking at a dimensional.
We can
drift
still
and
get
freeing.
DOS
If it
1
goes
at
into
9.
the C side of things, well, you're not going to really have too much there by a camera. Look at
Interesting,
all the info, though.
both times now that they've used Euro.
Garage, lots of bodies.
So a lot collected
They
upon
insta-pop it as
Famous, but at the same time, DRX with a dimensional drift of their own, looking to get a pinch
And that
up
was a
against
horrible
Berserks, and
Euro
they do
ring.
find it, but Boom, with
Holy
the information
fuck.
at first hand, will be able to deal with the incoming
What is he
onslaught,
doing?
especially inside a garage.
I want to throw like 3 question marks
We
on
didn't get
that.
to see most of it.
On
What's
that
he doing?
freeing exit of the dimensional drift. Yeah, I don't really
Where
know
kills?
about that one,
How
but
many
the fact
frames
that
were
that's a
there?
good flash to come out from Famous, and he gets a second one. The rest of the team picking up where they need to. That's a good look to come out.
That's an
from
interesting
Famous.
idea, though, to just insta-pop your Euro
Still.
when they pop theirs.
5 to
And
5.
just see what they're actually doing.
Stingers down for DRX, which means they'll have a buy into the next round, but what are they going to be able to back that one up with? Is it going to be 7-5, 6-6? No ultimates that are really achievable, you might assume, for DRX bar the one the Mark already has. Straight into B, though, here, Quack.
Sudden quick hit, double tap shield instantly propped, but ooh, missing its
You
mark.
just can't fucking get a
Bane will
kill,
be
man.
happy to pick that up. Berserk
I mean,
still
he's got
finding
one.
through
He's
the
1 and
smokes.
0,
Now
and that's
trying
it.
to see if he can get lucky with a little bit more.
Yeah, and Famous has just walked into the trap wire over at the C long position, by the way, so the flank should be known by DRX now.
Especially
Oh,
with
he's got
Estrella
2? Oh, did he get a kill last
towards,
round?
middle window. So he does spot out the drone, but keeps himself undetected. Meanwhile, NC Slasher beginning to initiate the fights with the paranoia,
Hyunmin's
but
frying.
Hyunmin quick to receive. Berserks now will be able to look for the trade, especially holding the ankles. But
That
look at
smoke,
Mako.
actually, yeah, it's
Someone's
good for
shieldless,
DRX.
but he just crouches underneath. Shiro off towards the
Time.
races from A-Link. He goes in and guns down a couple more, and it's just Estrella who does get spotted out by Famous at
that's
the
a big
very
win for
end
Boom.
of it
Every
all.
eco
Boom
feels like
will
it's
be
going to go
able
the other way.
Pick up the lead against DRX.
Yeah, Famous was very focused in on making sure that that later flank, if you want to even call it a flank,
DRX
for
are just
Estrella
fucking
there
running
was just
down
being
with their double
catered for,
duelist,
right?
but-
Has the idea, kind of cemented that he's playing around the window,
Okay,
but
now.
where is he going to peek up? When is he going to peek up? The rest of the team having to try and win these duels
That's
on the B
crazy,
side, but it
though,
goes
just
a little
off the
bit
time.
backwards and forwards, right, on the eventual exchanges of the
Big
play.
shot from Shiro.
Shiro able to
You want them to
do
piss
what
him?
was needed there, and then the team.
Considering they
two
lost the
versus
second
one
round, that's
getting
a pretty
at the
good comeback by
defuse.
Boom.
So 6 to 5.
And you would
know,
hope
are
with
we
the
gonna
DOS
tie
line
it
on
up
attack
now
side,
that
where
DRX
his
have the
shield is
buy,
going to be
or
easy
it
to
gonna
use,
be
that he won't be
7-5
going
for
fucking
Boom's
2 and
lead?
8 on
Couple more
ISO.
ults swayed on the favor for Boom's side, but you are one away from Hyunmin's blades. Don't know if that's the one that you want to do. Maybe for this, I wouldn't mind seeing Estrella pick up an orb to get the neural theft off a plant or off another kill. Bane, you could contend with an Armageddon as well. That'd be pretty powerful in this sort of situation.
Needing 3 more points for that one, though.
Yeah, and you know what else is powerful? If Boom give you 2 duels towards this A site and you're able to win them.
Okay, didn't get suppressed
if
by it, that's pretty big.
Seedings
Oh,
here
no,
as
no, no.
DRX, see if they can win the opening fights.
Good position for NC Slasher, though, and that's when they spring Hunter's Fury as well, and Hyunmin
Nice.
attempting to
Nice
dodge,
by Boom
but
again.
NC Slasher
The only thing
happy
is, this
to
look through B.
assault them down.
What a great trap play to come out from Boom.
Estrella snuck inside of B with
I was
a
gonna
quick
say, are they
timing
aware?
on things.
He
Takes
was
down
ulting.
Shiro.
He
He's one away
might
from
have
the
been
neural
aware.
theft as well, right? If he's able to achieve it through the cage, the gun
Oh!
barrel spotted, and it's
Well, that should be
Berserks
the
to
round
throw his
over.
hat in.
Absolutely unfortunate. 1v3 for freeing now.
Yep, just get out of there. Don't give him the 1v1s. Play together as a team. Reposition.
But he knows he's very much so surrounded.
Oh,
Looking
he's-
for the spike plant as well, but
he's just been toyed with.
Mako. Shot it, stepped away, freeing, beginning to sweat. He's swiping
Good
his
round by
mouse
Boom again. I
across the
mean,
mouse
really
pad
good
so
round,
violently,
apart
but
from the
to
one
no
little
avail.
mistake of
I
not
mean,
realizing
it is
they could have
7-5.
walked
That's
through
very
B, but other
laughable
than
from
that,
Boom. They're not complete.
very good again by Boom. They're looking good. Okay, hold on. I'll be back in un momento. Oh. Sideshow has flashback on Steam. Yeah, I know. Lol. Unlucky, lol. Sideshow's having a shocker. He's had a fucking shocker week. Now, Boom have won every pistol. Let's see if they can keep that up.
DRX.
Yep. The kickoff winners.
Yes.
Still cursed with the 5 to 6 placements. Pistol round.
Sorry, I
Mid
just
the
wanted
name
to
of
get
the
the Man
game
City game.
for Boom. And you got a bit of forward positions from the DRX lads over at A. Gonna send Bane away. Just leave it there for freeing, as there's a trap wire that you got to contend with at the front side of this site. But once you get through that,
What? Oh, he didn't get hit by the...
Thought the clone trip.
The clone
but
didn't hit
it's
him.
gonna be famous, and they haven't quite dealt with it just yet. So a free kill for Mako, but still NC/Hitter trade. Now Hyunmin chiming in as well, and that's where the numbers begin to become overwhelming.
maybe they
Just
will lose a
NC/H
pistol.
alone.
removes one angle with a smoke.
But has to contend with the others. Close range, looking for the right click, but Hyunmin quick on the draw.
First pistol round of the series for DRX found there. I'm saying, you know, if we're going to break the trap wire, because that got that trap wire got a hell of a lot of work done. I'll be real. A couple of tags up, some pings up as well. And Hyunmin, again,
no fucking
kind of
surprise.
having a bit of a sensational series with the shots that he's able to achieve here and the multi-frags that he's being able to find regardless of scoreline. Trying to drag the team through the mud, it feels like, at times.
Eze with a SAR assist. We take that. I've got SAR. A lot of people are going to have triple
Boom.
pass, though.
No plant, no real damage. Just going to take this one for what it is. Have a chat, see what damage we can deliver.
They will
with
actually
the
lose
pistols.
this game.
So just looking to storm a garage, throw bodies into it, but pretty soon looking to
Come on,
become a bit of a
Goat9, do
drowning
something.
pool.
Oh.
DRX, happy to flood the whole site full of bullets. Stingers at hand through the smoke. Mako looking to reposition around that recon. But as the spike looks to get planted, Mako
What a
will
fucking
continue to
messy
spray.
round.
The
Well,
spike
they got the spike
still
down,
at least
somehow
getting
no
planted
kills.
down.
Yeah, it's a little bit cheeky that the fact that they're able to do that as well. Doesn't matter that they all lose their lives, because we know that the guns are going to be present in the next round anyways. Maybe we'll see some sort of adjustment from DRX now.
Only
that
VFL addicts hate Goat9.
Right? If Australia wants to
Why would you hate him?
do
He's
standard
a
Cypher things and
DOS
put the
9
utility
is
maybe
on
more
course.
towards the
I would
C
say
side.
Famous
You know,
is
one
getting
of
there as
these
well. I mean,
fashion
DOS
fatal
9's dropping a
things
stinker
for,
today.
the composition that Boom are running. You know, you like
But
to do a sort
like
of C
Famous
split
and
take,
DOS 9,
especially
they're
when
going to be
a
like the
tamer
early
doesn't have,
legends
you know,
of
an arm
VFL.
cannon and can't
This
just lock you
Boom
in
team
with
is going to be the early,
We'll see what
the
sort of
early
proceedings
goats
Boom
of
are gonna look
VFL.
for if they want to eventually go for this C take.
Still rather early, but so far we've been seeing how the Cypher trips have been a really big point for DRX.
Yeah, there's
and Termi will be known as the fucking fraud,
constantly
constantly rotating the team.
Available to do on this.
He already
side
was known
to
as the
give
biggest
himself
fraud in
options,
the
rather.
game, but
Already taken a lot
even
of
more
damage.
so now.
But the trips survive.
Yeah, and the regen shields as well. Now it'll come down to DRX's slight adjustments. Another gate crash to come out from freeing, as he did get over to the C site to assist.
Hyunmin inside of Cubby as well.
Yeah, he might be able to find something good here. I mean, does have a Vandal in play. Information starting to be accumulated by Bane, but an immediate destruction of that drone. You're calling for some assistance. A bit of a shift from Australia over there. And freeing as well. Complete removal of DRX's forces. And I mean,
hovering over.
You understand it, right? They are on the bonus rounds. You want to get some cheeky shots on out, which Bane is not going to be able to do.
Quick with the salvos though, and it does stall them
Famous
somewhat.
is just going in on his
especially with
own.
the stun
What
now,
the fuck
taking
are we
down
doing?
Famous. Still though, Boom not slowing down outside of the smokes, but quickly hit by the stingers. Now
What are
Mako
you
with the
doing?
Spectre.
Why is he running
Spike
in on his
the
own
ground.
through the salvos?
Unfortunately for that one, no one was able to assist Famous when he got in towards the site, and there was the stun. A lot of the time not afforded for Boom to really slow that one down. Bit one-dimensional, having all your numbers try and get up there together as well.
10 seconds left.
So this means it's going to be the bonus round, going the way of DRX, going to grab some upgrades of weapons as well.
Which is very lovely if you're on the side of DRX, but for Boom, off to the save. Not fantastic on the economy. And still looking to...
Tough round from Boom. I mean, basically just a
really
bit of a
connect the
famous
dots
troll.
onto
Just
this
I was calling him
attacking
one of the
side.
goats of
Have
early
yet to see
DFL.
DOS9 on the
Kind of
board,
giga
and
trolls.
also for the entire team to really recollect into a full game plan.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a very different look on how the attack has to be played for Boom as well, right? When you compare
Bro, it's 3 and 11
to
on ISO.
the
That's
previous
pretty
agent
rough.
set that they were running, right? Famous on the Neon and getting set up by NC Slasher and Shiro in certain different points.
The round begins with salvos, but also a couple of Boom players snuck right past by.
Yeah, I'm not too worried for Bane and for Freeing here. You know, they should be able to stave off any full aggressions. Still got stun available.
Drone receiving info.
And Boom as well with the lesser equipped buy. They're not a team that is just going to send that one straight at you. They are playing on the more
Understandable, but
side of patience.
Boom looking to close in the distance, so A-Shart would be a choice, but still taking that hit now calls for them to rotate somewhere else.
Yeah. And DRX, no,
My boy
anyone
DOS9,
down
the only
C
way he
long
gets
either
ult off
here, so
is
they're
death.
just playing towards the strengths and numbers. If Boom want to take the fight towards C, well, let's just go in for a bit of a retake.
Or to have Mako somewhere nearby to thin those numbers down even further.
Yeah, we'll have to see with 40 seconds to go what Boom want to do. That was really risky from Berserks and ill-advised.
But also good reactions coming out from Estrella, who, again,
Okay,
really slotted
winnable.
into the team. But as we say that, thinking about Mako and Hyunmin, somehow they
to
fall.
plant.
That's going to be the sight and the spike planted down. Famous
Timing could
with the
not have
weapon
been better
picked
for
up,
them.
looking to convert
Oh my
the
god,
whole
okay, he's
round.
back. He's a
Triple
goat
kill,
again.
what?
Crazy, that is crazy.
I mean, his
How have
timing
they
is
been able
insane,
to
though.
pull that one back? Famous individual shots coming on up into the dark cover, the risk to even plant
Literally
at the
just
back
got
of
in the
site.
smoke
Yeah,
before.
you got the idea.
Another
They didn't
eco.
clear over to long. It's a dirty position, but that's an opening kill and a second opening kill. That's a 3 versus 5 conversion from Boom Esports on a half buy. Gets them the first round on the board for their attacking side.
Not supposed to do that, man.
No, you're not. Now there might actually be a bit of an early challenge towards the C side of things with Hyunmin and with Estrella, but Famous to immediately dimensional drift on in, get the information. And look at that, the trap has been spotted.
And Estrella not quite able to put down the second trip
Oh, the
either.
reveal?
So Famous just keeping them under pressure. Flashes out as well, but
Again,
straight
we've ended
through
it with a
by
Yoruba,
Estrella.
though. We
Now for
haven't ended up
DOS9,
with
the
much.
meat has
Okay,
marked.
hold on.
Does find one, and then pulls off the kill contract. Mako, though, still undetected. Finds a couple
Killed Mako.
into the kill contract, but at this point, it's just to no avail. Berserks!
Berserks has just
Okay,
done everything.
thankfully he
He's
was
around the site when the
peeking out
team is
there
getting
because
destroyed by Marco. The
fucking
dimensional drift
Donkey
pulling one in
9
from DOS9 that he loses it. The
is
only
struggling
situation that Boom
mightily.
win that round is if Berserks finds every single
he
kill
did.
when the team dies, and he does. This guy has bad maps, but it's the maps that he does great things on that you always remember. Just look at him around the site. Individual tools upon
I mean, that's
individual
fortunate
tools,
that
and then
he's,
the
like,
immediate
just coming around
Octobane
the
when he's
corner.
out of the gulag.
Unbelievable.
How have they come away with that? 2 individual rounds. First from Famous, now from Berserks.
And it was just full contact into C as well. Beginning with the
Okay,
dimensional
now, I
drift,
mean,
which
DRX are on
they
an
do
eco,
quite a
which probably
bit,
means
so
they'll win the round.
next round coming up.
And it doesn't look too stellar for DRX, does it?
I mean,
Straight up
Berserks has
with a Vandal,
saved them a
some
couple
stingers,
times now.
Sheriff, a shorty for freeing.
Holding on to his trips as well in case there are any shock darts coming through. So
Did they check
still
this close
looking
corner?
for Boom now, who have been switching up the pace a little bit. We're looking at Garage.
See if you can overwhelm straight up. You do hear the Vandal, so there might be a bit of a trap that you got to play
Do they
off
check it?
and be careful of.
No.
Though Hyunmin,
He gets 2.
don't tell me we're going to have another situation where someone's
There's
not
no way
clearing the
they check
corner
it.
because no one's looking for it at the moment. It's eyes on the choke point of
No
the front
way.
of B.
They're hearing the cam as well, so trying to be careful of it.
Oh, it's all the bait. It's
Bit of-
all the bait.
Yeah, bait and switch play, freeing out
They'll actually
to
push them back, though.
scout everything.
And legitimately, the wisest
Off to the
idea
close.
would have
That's the
been for them
spike.
to
Taking
get
No,
out with a
no.
stinger,
Nice
and now
play,
the salvo's
DRX.
coming through.
Okay, I mean, to be fair,
And
this
C
was a nice
Slasher
play.
trying to
They have Omen
fend them off,
but
hide into a safer position.
And they've
There's no
taken
other
all
jewels
of
that
A.
are coming on the back of that one, unfortunately. The only way that works is if you got the jewels close. And unfortunately, it was the spike held by Shiro that is in an almost unobtainable position if you didn't have a From the Shadows to go and pick it up as NC Slasher. So you get in towards the site, you look to bring it
Now you gotta
into
chill.
a one-player deficit, but
And
the
out
retake's
for
here now.
The Outlaw kill. He gets ahead
a
of the
second,
Armageddon
to be
as well,
fair.
but Mako finds him instead. NC Slasher now with a weapon, looking to play around the smoke, maybe a bit of an anti-flash, and it makes it work!
Holy
He finds
fuck,
a
what a
triple at the
play.
end of the
A
round,
boom
and
off.
Boom up
There
to
are some
10.
hero rounds here
Oh,
coming from
boy.
Boom.
I
Holy
thought that
shit,
NC
what a
Slashers
play. I
and
don't think I've
90s
ever
were
seen
hurt
that
there, Quack.
before.
I thought that they'd heard him stomp back up towards the dark cover and that was not going to work. If anybody walked into him at that spot, they would have been able to just get him, and the round may well have not gone their way. That's an unfortunate team block, by the way, but Famous sticking it to him,
How's he
getting
got that
2 with
second
the
one as
outlaw
well?
back, and then just a little crossfire at the end there. DOS9 not even really needed. That is huge. How are we getting these insane rounds
timeout,
from Boom
DRX.
Esports to
10-8. I mean, it's looking pretty good for Boom. I will say the last couple rounds they have relied somewhat on, you know, one player getting a crazy 3K, 4K, which isn't normally a great sign, but hey, they did it. I mean, to be fair to DRX, that was a nice play, but also, to be fair to Boom, they did use multiple ults there, where they did use Yoru ult and Teo ult for DRX, so... yeah, we'll see, I guess. Is Boom winning Toronto? I would say no, but are they going to Toronto? Look, if they can beat DRX, then you're going to Toronto.
now you're playing a DRX
My
who...
problem is, do they fucking...
I mean, I'll throw an asterisk
fumble?
on them, right?
There's no pressure
It's not
against
like
them.
this is a series that is a playoff qualification game or something like that that would really showcase Boom's strengths, but it is still DRX. These players are still cracked.
It still is that story.
Yep. And now into a C site where there's nobody home. It's a stray out playing back. The kill trips. He's hoping someone waltzes in towards it, but a Hunter's Fury out from Shiro.
Slow convergent shield as well.
Famous
Hunter's Fury
sprays
does make it a little bit safer, and Fame is happy to greed for one. Do have Berserks watching for any potential flanks as well.
Yep.
This is going to be a tough retake for DRX.
Yeah, for sure. No dimensional drift for freeing either, remember? Because he used
fucking
that in the previous
Berserk's
one to get them
playing-
that advantage that was lost.
He's big chilling.
So all of them just looking to explode out of C-Link, possibly, in with the flashes, but lo and
not hit him.
behold, Shiro right inside. He springs like a snake,
What?
and with the headshot,
What?
up as well! Finds the triple, Famous for the last,
Oh
boom,
my
up to
God.
11!
How?
On the back of the timeout,
So Freeing's
to a
flash
quick
somehow
one into
misses.
the C site where Hyunmin doesn't
he
get a
did too
chance to
high?
even fight because he's just sprayed through the smoke by Famous, who once again is having
Palace
a
2-0.
great performance. It's NC Slasher up there with him as well. It's not
Barely
always
even celebrating, that's how easy
know,
it is.
individuals, but with Boom, it feels like at moments it's Famous.
At moments, it's NC Slasher. This moment, it was Shiro!
Yeah.
Inside
Everybody.
of the smoke.
Everybody getting a piece of a pie, but it's a full house between the two. That's on the back of a timeout, by the way, and you're starting to really feel for DRX now. A lesser buy. If they don't convert this one, it's 12 for Boom, and it's 4 map points.
Hyunmin with the blades.
Gotta go big.
What are you looking for?
Oh, info.
Outlaw
I
found,
was
but
looking
you've
at
got
Edison
to
being a
find your
fucking idiot.
targets, and
They're like
despite being
DOS9.
fully blinded, he actually takes Famous down.
Okay, it's
Gets
an
the
eco.
refresh.
Paranoia sent
You
out
have to
as
win
well.
this.
Do they expect Marco behind this double stack?
Straight in behind. Maybe
Oh,
not
no.
quite just yet, but still the damage will be done. Hyunmin going big with the blades. A triple found in the round, and a spike
It's always
scattered to the
they
wind.
can't
As I
win
said,
against
didn't get a
ecos, man.
chance in the last
These are
rounds
always their
to have a
worst
fight.
rounds.
This time, when he's given one, and he has vision on the opponent, able to destroy.
Even without vision, he took down Famous. Yeah, ridiculous. Now just Berserks with 50 seconds to go.
And spotted.
Cage trigger.
Gauge is up. I mean, do you look for the save?
I think you should save
Try.
Try. But,
Your money as a team is okay.
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 So,
Yeah.
not quite.
Drifted. So, DRX hold
Oh,
on.
boom. We
It's
needed
2
that one.
rounds the difference
big
as well.
thrifty.
You know, these are the sort of situations where if you're not balancing your economy, it could end
I mean, it's a
the
good
map
omen
as
flash
well.
again. I mean, okay, he gets a bit
Great
fortunate with
little
that, but then they just run
ducking and
into the
diving
trip.
around the
Like,
site from
this was a
Marco from
fucking
Hyunmin
ranked round.
to
is
get
what
all the
this was.
shots.
This was like a
Just
ranked
put
round of,
yourself in a
hey, they omen
situation where
flashes
you're-
and we lost.
Boom can't really shoot at you. You do hold on. So the 4 in a row that Boom found to put them in a situation where they were looking pretty good to close this one will be held off. Now though, Directional Drift for Famous can pivot for a lot of information on this A side if they want to use it early.
DRX trying to play it round to round as well, recognizing this. So with the current player's position now,
Freeing with a push up.
Yeah, this is cheeky, but spotted.
Okay, thankfully he doesn't stay too long.
Thrown out.
And they wasted a fucking ISO vulnerable as well.
Expect Famous to already have gone up.
Oh, they didn't
through
see him
long. When you
TP.
hear a drone going through garage,
Take flight.
I'd imagine, at the very least with the players there, maybe looking to put a roadblock.
Just go away from
barring
him.
Famous, who might be able to slip past.
oh, there's still the camera. Oh. Bit of a difference though. Traces through the wall. Not going to do too much at that point in time.
Xerxes.
This is where
Double swing
this is where you
reclear.
would expect Famous to dimensional drift into the A site and start to get all the information for the team to go get it together. Berserks, remember, happy to play Lurk in this sort of scenario.
This
You
is
know,
where he's got
there's
to
so many
do
people
something.
there.
He does have the utility. Kind of sends it through and
Oh,
will
fuck
find
me,
and
the
collect onwards.
timing is-
Famous!
Okay, some of these attack rounds have not been good by Boom. They have relied on hero plays to win them
quite
rounds. The
unfortunate.
timing on
Now,
some of these
playing
X6
from
is
Australia
pretty
up
fucking
close
shit.
and personal to Shiro.
Okay.
30
I was
seconds
just
left.
lost that.
Slightly whizzed right
Like
past
they're
Kai.
Omen,
Yep,
like
but
they're
I don't know
Yorwolf.
of the universe that we live in, where Shiro
I mean,
found
again,
one
they've
versus
used their
5,
vulnerable and
so
shit. Like the timing though of him getting out
Not
of
the
the ult with
most
the Omen
likely, but
flash
if
is
he
like
does
off
find
by the time
one
he gets
kill,
out. Like the Omen
That's
flash
gonna
is
be
gone.
Well, it still is a 1vx.
We got DOS9 just fucking staring at the ground, I think it was.
At least
Just looking at
begins with a
fucking
shock dart
tail missiles.
And tries to position himself for more opportunities. Holds the angle, does find the first.
There's no way.
Backs off into the next, and
Holy shit.
it came close.
If he found freeing there somehow and had a 1 versus 1 against Marco, and the Hunter's Fury is there, Marco would have had to come out with the big clutch, and that.
That would have been his 20th.
Oh, why does it sometimes make it workable? Famous though, unfortunately not able to get that opener, and the rest of the team falling like flies, red and quickly
Yeah, that was a
rotated
nice try, I mean,
by
after the first one.
DRX.
It actually was possible.
Big Time did say that this might be the game of the season, or well, for the group stage, but
Big
I
call.
will
Yeah, they
say
take a timeout.
it is
Good
absolute.
timeout. You need it. These last couple of rounds have been fucking rough. In fact, I'm surprised you haven't used one already. How have you not used a timeout when it's 11-10? Can Boom do this? If Boom lose this game, I'm gonna be so fucking annoyed. That they just can't be a fucking thrifty and they choke. Oh, Sai, you gotta score that, mate. But this could be a cricket score against C. Oh.
Quieter, where if you're quietly going into an angle, and it's going to be the C site judging by the positions of Boom, you're going to hear that dragon roar.
Or the wolf.
So, on
But
a
still,
half by Famous and
got some
DOS9 with
ultimates.
guns.
Could do
DOS9,
a
he's
dragon.
been fucking
Possibly
silent so far.
It roared.
We need a
Now
round.
they know Hunman's got the operator over at C, and they're trying to Hunter's Fury him out when it's a jet player.
So not quite able to find him in just yet, but still deploying it nonetheless. Armageddon being baited out by DRX as
Yeah,
well,
that's
so
good.
that could aid Boom in some of the future
Why-
rounds, but at least for now, DRX
Why not
happy
two
to
guys
slay
with their
all
guns?
of them
How
in
is DOS9
full, and
sitting
still
back here?
DOS9 and
Oh,
Shiro
wait,
find
what?
a couple
How
for
is DOS9 not
themselves.
taking a
Shiro
fight
up
this
for
round?
the triple. Just Mako left all of a sudden with a switch.
Oh no.
Mako eliminates Shiro for now.
And it's
Just
DOS9.
DOS9 has to come up
He won't
huge.
win this.
1v1.
He does win it.
Finds the
He
first.
does win it. The
3v
GOAT is
round
back.
picked up by Boom
Why
to
is he not
reach
taking a
map
single
and
fight on
series
ISO when we
points.
only have two guns and he's one of them? I don't know.
Make it work, but
But
not
he
like
didn't,
that, man.
and it
Not like
worked.
that. That's
What?
That's ridiculous that they're even able to get into the site. I mean, you've got the rotations here, you've got Bane finding stuff, you've got Freeing finding stuff. It's a 3 versus 5 again that goes the way of Boom! And DOS9,
It wasn't
a
that
player
clean,
who
to be
has
fair.
really
Shiro
not
is,
been
I
here
mean,
in this
a
map.
crazy
Closed that
round by
1v1
Shiro
clutch
again.
against Marco,
Bane only has a
one of
Bucky.
our leaders
2
in
chances to
Pacific
win
on
the game.
clutches.
DOS9, one off his ult.
It's now series point for Boom.
It's 2025, that's what it is. Boom.
They get the
Kicking
ult
things
goal.
off with a lot of C presence.
Yeah, and rotations.
Altorp's picked up, then that's DOS9 with kill contract.
3-0 Palace.
Don't know how trusting
Yes,
you
sir.
are of that one though, Quack,
Fair enough, but
they're
it
going
does
in.
remove a player away. So
Oh,
kill
yes.
contract pushed through, and it does
Kill
capture
contract.
on towards Estrella. Paranoia sent out as well, which buys a little bit of time.
Oh,
DOS9
Donkey
will crack
9.
and fall. A little bit of a stumble, and that could be a chance
This
for
has
DRX
been
to
a
climb back.
pretty rough ISO
Awesome
performance.
information, down on low HP right now. Scattered to the wind is NC
Oh.
Slasher.
Really low,
Oh my
but it's
God.
Bane. He hops on over, swaps it to Shorty, Bucky in hand, tries to shroud and step away. Salvo's even thought about
Oh, what is happening? NC Slasher's still here. Bane.
holding the off ankle, and he
Oh, he
will
wins it
slay
though.
him down.
But they're in the
Hopping midair,
site. Shiro's
with
just going
this
to
position
keep the
found,
smoke.
that could
On his
very well
own,
be
with the spike. What are
but
we
the rest of
doing?
DRX look to prevent it from happening up towards a link.
Great flash, famous.
Famous, what are you?
We have no
This
smoke in
flames up
heaven.
Lights, and it's just down Estrella alongside Marco, who comes in from the back.
The flank.
Dark
Are they
Cloud's
ready
got
for
one
it?
Available to try and assist, to try and
No.
help Australia.
No.
Taking him down, 2-on-1 now. NC Slasher, he's done so much before. Can he do it again at half HP?
Oh no, they've seen
Spotted
him.
up towards the top, but still working around the edge of this smoke.
It'll fade soon.
It's Marco that
Oh,
you have to look out for.
no.
The wall bang punches through.
Oh man, those trades that come on through. I mean, that duel in heaven felt like it lasted centuries, I almost feel like, but
Oh,
the fact that
fuck
the gate
me.
crash out from Famous.
What is
it's
Shiro
not expected Marco to be
doing?
that quick on the flank. That
Don't
one
lose
looks
this
a little
boom.
bit rough there, not gonna lie, and DOS9
Nice,
kill
does 9
contract's
off.
not really working. Maybe these
This
people,
ISO is
page out of Meteor's
horrific.
book
But
and
that, I mean,
shift to the
Shiro's
right
had some
side
great
instead
rounds,
of the
don't
left
get me
side
wrong.
that he's been
What is
favouring.
he doing just walking out of that smoke on his own? I knew he was going to do it. I saw him in that smoke and I was like, you've got
So
the
we go
spike.
distance
You're the
here
first one
on
there.
map number 2 of Haven in this
Just
series,
chill.
12-11 and still in favor of Boom, but DRX
Your omen's
are
in heaven.
knocking hard on that door to push us into overtime.
God, it was bad.
The final round, though, where Arsenal not quite there.
And now we're on a half
Step
by.
of 3 towards the C site, trips in towards
Go and get
front
the
of B
fucking
that you can
Euro
have
ult.
to spam through if Boom go there.
Go and farm that ult up. Get the Euro ult.
And some information to be accumulated that Long is currently free of Boom presence.
Well, there's your Euro
Spans
death
through.
round over.
Just in with a
Hey,
quick for the
boom.
response
Fucking
from
hell, man.
Yeah, a little
Just
bit
stop
red in
making
there,
terrible
unfortunately.
choices for
Cleared
once.
every other angle.
Take a timeout.
Kinda
You
what you
have a
expect them to
timeout
do.
left that you're not going to get back.
Right there, Mako. Fully flashed in towards Shiro, but NC Slasher will find the trade. Hyunmin now up top, though. And in with a Neurothreat, which does...
How have you
reveal his
missed that
position,
when
but
he's
he
being
has
revealed?
already. DOS9 now coming up online. Does find the first. It looks
No,
like this.
go 9.
2-on-2.
Again, another 2 versus 2 situation. DOS9 still has a contingency wall.
And the double tap online.
They're going to play together.
Come on, Goat 9.
Retake for DRX. Salvos and flashes ready.
There goes contingency. Aggression.
A bit more space. DOS9 looks to get sneaky.
No,
Flanks, not
no.
quite there. Freeing pushes into overtime, and the Korean crowd erupts.
Oh boy, that one was cheeky.
Fuck's sake, man. Come on, Boom. What are you doing? Why do you have to troll? Just go and get the Euro ult.
Who do you think is more crazy, Nobody or Shiro? I can't wait for Edge to face Boom and see both IGLs just run it down mid.
I think nobody is the most crazy, but I do agree that Shiro definitely has that kind of... And nobody is a good comparison. Well, no, nobody isn't the best comparison, because Shiro does play with the team when he's IGLing. Like, he doesn't just fucking run off on his own. Oh, he didn't run off on his own, but he just peeked through the smoke on his own. He,
feel
like,
as well,
they have
Boom
that kind of,
kind
like,
of
yeah,
really
angel,
made
like,
this
I'm
last
just gonna
half
fucking
look
do it. To be
bad
honest,
as
when I'm
well
playing with my
towards
friends,
overtime.
sometimes I do it
It
as
is
well,
a
where it's
situation
like,
that Boom
you
are
want to
not
just do an
unfamiliar with,
exec,
though. They did contend
but
against
everyone's like,
Genji
no,
in
I'm not going to do
overtime,
it, so you're
where
just
they
like,
did
well,
win out
fine,
as
I'll
well.
just fucking run in. Watch this.
So starting things off on the defense, you've got Famous marching all the way down.
This
mid.
game will be known as the duelist that
Will it
can't
have
play
been
duelist
expected
game.
or not? DOS9 to try and assist it on out.
Oh, with the
Can't get out,
undercut as
though.
well. It's going to do a little bit of assistance, but down to it at the end, DOS9 not able to stand tall. Full support from the crowd here at Coax Stadium. I mean, it's Esplex, but still.
Right, GG.
Off to the next. Hyunmin
Boom are gonna
will
lose
be
this
able
game.
to
They're gonna
deliver.
lose the whole
DRX
fucking
set
game. I
themselves
can't
up for the
believe
map
this.
victory. You'd be reeling if you're Boom here after what you thought should be your map. And you get into the third. I mean, these shots to
I mean,
come
neither
on
team
out,
could win in a... Well, the attack side is where they struggle.
not really tradable properly for the Boom
DOS9
guys.
again. Why is he
DRX
throwing out this
really
wall?
quick with
Who's
it.
the wall for? Just take a fucking
And
fight,
DOS9
man!
caught out
You...
on the ISO, you know, pulling
It's,
out util.
like, I would have thought it was
Absolutely
pretty
might as
hard
well.
for someone to
Take
not know how
DRX.
to play ISO
Yes, we are
at
here
pro
in
level.
Esplex, and DRX definitely
are
looking to push
witnessing
us
it.
into a third map.
And a good player at
Boom
that.
man's back though on this attacking
I
side.
mean, this is rough.
Bit of long aggression. Oh, an awkward spray.
And
but
freeing.
is still
Oh my
able
god,
to
both
escape.
of them
Look
are
at the
just
cavalry, though.
mentally
DRX
fucking...
are already marching back towards the A site.
Gatecrash contended with as well. Bit of HP losses on both sides.
Oh yeah, there was the narrate ISO, you're right.
Full force is going through past the smokes, in with the stun.
Their attack side
and
is
the flash
quite
out from Boom. A lot of exchanging
one-dimensional
utility,
here, to be
but
fair as
Boom,
well. Okay, there we
undeterred,
go.
continues to push forward. DOS9 taken
That's
down.
not much you can do about
Bit of a
that one.
trade coming out from Mako,
GG.
and he continues to hold the off angle. Double found Hyunmin
Okay,
there.
GG.
And
Yeah, I don't. They have. I mean, they had to win that game. They had to win that game. When they won that Thrifty, they had to win, and they kind of trolled it. Ah, this is so sad, man. This is so fucking sad for Boom. Because this game could matter a lot in terms of who's gonna make it to Toronto. Because you've got. This will be deciding who's the 1 seed, and that means that like you have a big advantage in playoffs. And also, if I mean, maybe they could even win Pacific, and then you go straight to the playoffs at Toronto as well. It's all sorts of rough. Sad fucking Boom noises. And to be fair, their macro on... I mean, that's a pretty surprising that that's their map pick, because I thought that their macro was pretty dog shit on their attack side there. It was very kind of just, we're just going to run it down on a site. You know, there really wasn't much else to it. Like, we're just going to slowly go to this site. A Marmouche goal, let's go. 2-2 City Palace. What a strange game. Right, let's get some... is the other China game started? No, not Shia. Okay, it's about to start. BLG versus Trace. Interesting game. I need to go and fill up my water, so I'll be back in a second.
Near the end, that's what Silva excelled at. Like, the post-plant...
You've lost hope in Trace? I mean, BLG should win. Yeah, I'll leave this on for you, and then I'll go fill up my water when I'm ready. Come on, get in the game. Where's Feng Feng? Good question. I don't know. Where is Feng Feng? I mean, he was having a bit of a shocker. Have they got rid of him? They benched him? Really? I didn't hear that. I mean, he was playing pretty poorly, it must be said. From looking like one of their best players. Bro, I need to get that. I need to get fucking elevated on the line. He fucking... When I did my top 10 list for Bangkok and I had like Kai and like 14 or whatever, he was like, nah, bro, Fung is by far Trace's best player. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. Fung's the GOAT. Now he's benched.
Been very interesting to see how Haven has been adapted without the
Okay, I'm
Silva,
gonna
who used to
fill
be
up my
a
water. I'll be back in a minute.
essentially 100% pick rate agent.
Yeah, it's a staple pick on a lot of different maps, but now teams are realizing we don't need that same information. We can just slam site with pure utility, and that has been the aim of the game. And we see from this first round, this pistol, Billy spreading out, doing pretty much a one person on each angle, just trying to gain some early information.
Meanwhile, Billy, though, they have that one angle, but you already see there's someone coming in to check to see if that CT is, or if that T side is going to be comfy. We already see how aggressive Kai is with it, but meanwhile, or we already see, sorry, it's not Kai, it's Wizzy, but we already see Kai equally aggressive, but the first frag of the game gonna go to Blank, and I believe that does keep the stats up in terms of it. It's a beautiful frag as well from Midi. The swings, the aggression, and you're kind of stuck here. The controllers, the smoke's already down, the plant going down 5 versus 2 retake scenario.
And to make that 1 versus 5 at this point, and Knight is gonna have to pull out something special here if they had any hope in this round, but it's just that fast play. They just send it straight through garage, find their way on site, and every trade just perfectly goes their way.
Yeah, exactly. And I do, like, in terms of it, because obviously I had brought up that the defender Yoru had gotten very aggressively pushed up, but we're starting to see, yeah, it was Wizzy that was very aggressive on that defense, but it's weird seeing that. In my opinion, we should be seeing these rounds go like 30 seconds slower just so that the Yoru TP fades to prevent the Yoru from being able to go from deep A all the way back to C in kind of like in a second. But there will be none of that this round. It is a fast, full commit on towards B. The plant already being held. The drone from Tejo
Doesn't
not
matter. I would be
doesn't
rooting
need to.
against
Cypher
Wolves
trips
lost.
dropped down and now 5 versus 5
But with Wolves
again.
winning.
But Knight has found an angle here to get a potential kill, and with that space, it gives an opportunity, but with the weapon disadvantage, it might just not matter, as everybody from this BLG side is sprinting to try trade out their comrades.
What is that
smokes
crosshair, man?
Available at
Who's
the
that,
moment, it
Hebe?
becomes a bit more difficult.
Holy shit.
It does. The Teo drone is popped. Russia
Who's this
equally popped
crosshair
as well.
for?
Hey, beautiful
He's
shooting
playing
there.
fucking-
The very least, the Marshall. This
playing with
low
big
buy.
heads on.
Oh my days, though. The Ghost Midi was there for the backup. Not really needed. As we said, those clutch plays, those hero plays with the Ghost adds 2 more members of Trace to the afterlife. Incredible stuff. Or not Trace, sorry, of BLG.
This is Trace, you know, we've seen this happen before when they are feeling themselves, when everything is going their way as they plan. They look like such
This
a
is
good
the
team,
even
and
more
the question
rare
becomes, can Billy
caster
break
from
their
Northern
rhythm?
Ireland.
Because when Trace gets to get into their
I think.
protocols, when they manage to get that site and get into a
If I'm
5
wrong,
versus
I'm
5
terribly
post
sorry.
plan, they are so good at converting.
Yeah, exactly. And it does seem right now that Trace,
He's at least
very
that- well,
much
he's Irish or
have,
Northern Irish.
Billy just kind of red at the moment.
But I'm pretty
we
sure he's
see them
Northern
now
Irish.
kind of lurking towards that seaside. This aggressive push from Wizzy, is good.
This
in
is a
theory,
harshness
but
to
it's
it.
not actually getting them that much
In
in
the
terms
Northern
of,
Ireland.
yes, you've got that A position, but the Cypher trip's already down. We see that Bianca's halfway through mid already. You had mentioned those open spaces necessary to control, and now there's a capitalization. This lean towards the C site, it's gonna come through the utility to kind of bait out that it's maybe a B push to try and prevent that space being gained, and now all the utility coming through. We're having to see the Cypher run away already to give it up. Levius having to give the site up, and again, 5 versus 5 post-plant scenario.
They don't seem to want to go just yet. Wait for
Yeah,
the
these casters, I
positions
think, are
where
pretty
the
good, to
team
be fair.
can group together, play off of that util, and with a weapon advantage, they do not want to take many risks.
Here we go, the first risk. It's gonna go the way of BLG, the outlaw shot. Oh, Kai needing that headshot. Levius would have walked away. 10 HP online for them. Russia good as well. Midi keeping that garage shot. And now this entire fight, this collapse out. But this Bulldog has been released from the pound. And Midi not gonna be able to get enough. Only 10 HP though for Neff. Taps the bomb. 1 versus 1. As long as one outlaw shot is good, and it shall be.
Oh,
Beautiful
Trace, here we
stuff.
go.
Very close round.
Trace are
but
back.
TE taking it.
having to take a gamble from Billy, which angle they were going to be holding with that Outlaw, and unfortunately for them, they guessed wrong, but I feel like it comes off the back of not really much utility usage here. Billy kind of just dry peeking into these angles. You see, there's no flashes, no stuns, not really much of an attempt other than just sending bodies at the problem. And when you face a team like Trace that have such good post plant that are able to set up these positions really well, you need to offer more.
English commentary?
Yeah, no,
Like
like
a couple
even
weeks ago.
to build off of that point, the fact that both
Well, there's a lot of
factions were aligned for
TMV
tie
people
at the
involved in
end
this
of the 1
project.
versus 1 is pretty
Again,
insane.
I'll link the
Like,
channel
those
for you.
are
I'll
very
probably,
strong
if
flashes. Yes,
well,
they
yeah,
can
this
get
game
turned,
should
but
end before
they
that game.
give
I'll
you a
raid
bit
this
of
channel as well.
information. They mean that you don't have to,
Because it's on like
a swing without any
it's not like on a
utility,
like
so
official Riot
both
one.
teams actually seeming to opt for a bit less
that channel.
utility
If you wanna
reliance.
go and
Of
follow
course, very much working out for Trace. We do see the
Watch
buy
some
not
English
there for
commentary on
Billy,
China.
so they're going to have to pull out kind of a miracle.
I don't
to
think
stop
it'll
this
always be
momentum.
these guys, but these guys sound pretty good.
This is on Billy's map pick as well, and the first 3 rounds have not been going their way at all. There is a potential trap play towards Garage, but Trace...
No, I'm pretty sure the
not even
caster
really
is Northern
sniffing
Irish.
towards that way. They've
This
got a
other
couple
guy is
rifles watching
the
it,
color
but
guy is English.
Right now, it's all about
But I'm pretty
mid-control.
sure the
Speaking of that control, if you look towards the A site as well, Bianc actually finally getting
This guy
down
is
all the
Northern
way
Irish, I'm
through
pretty
short.
sure.
It's only Knight that's trying to prevent him. That's a bit of information. Normally, we had, of course, seen Wizzy trying to do an aggressive defense, but
Or at least he
nothing
has
yet.
a Northern Irish
Speaking
accent.
of aggression, Kai
He's-
just lurking
like I said,
in
the-
that smoke. The backup Yoru as well.
Like,
Kai almost
Republic of Ireland, or at
almost
least I
being
guess
the Yoru
I'm
clue
talking Dublin,
for
I
Wizzy.
suppose.
Surely the timing
It's
here
soft,
works. Oh
though.
my days!
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Oh, okay, that could have been very shaky. Bianca picks up the kill on the Knight though, trying to get that A space bots. Neff already there. The ult's coming through. The flash is perfect. Saves Bianca. The corner is clear to Wizzy, trying to do as much as he can with this operator, but it might not be enough.
There is going to be time for this spike to go down, though. With a bit of poke damage, Hebe left low. The Outlaw could just be their demise.
We are watching
Question
DRX
is,
Boom, yeah, but it's in
how
between maps.
will BLG opt into taking this site? They have 1 flash to work with, a teleport, but not much else other than their rifles and their guns. And Wizzy trying to make this work, but with 3 different members to clear out, the chances are slim.
Oh, especially, my only point was going to say, you know, I think all of them were less than 140, so that Outlaw at the very least was going to take 2 if you could land those shots, but unfortunately, just barely misses it. Yeah, I'm glad we get to see
was
that
a
again.
strange
Wizzy's
fight.
confusion as he looks at his own Yoru clone before going, wait, that's not mine, that's the enemy, and gets the shot off. Yeah, that shot from Wizzy there, that would have possibly made some space for them, but it was not meant to be. And Trace Esports, it's just... BLG aren't getting these reads.
No, BLG, I mean, they seem to have members in the right positions, but we've seen a lack of a willingness to use that utility. They're not willing to opt into the util dump to get that.
Great.
Yeah, I mean,
Here we go.
for Boom, right? Like, this is a different look, though, right?
Very different.
Like,
So,
Famous,
Boom.
is he going to be able to play the Yoru the same way?
Famous
They're
Yoru.
ultimately getting up to choke
I mean, it's
points
kind
and
of
then
like a
popping on
modern
out. Not really,
comp
you know,
from
it's a
Boom.
single
Pretty
duelist on
normal
this
stuff.
look where you're not
DRX
actually
still in
getting
the double
any camera
duelist.
information as well from
This is
a
a map that
Sentinel,
they
for example,
destroyed
like
global.
Berserks is moving on towards his Vice, and DRX already starting off with a Straya solo, essentially.
I don't
his
feel
B
good
side.
for Boom though. I feel like they had to win
Striding
that
in.
last
He
match.
might find himself pinned down somewhat though, and the salvos will flush him
Yeah,
out
maybe
of
Dust9
position.
will
So
play better now that
Kill
he's on
quickly
Omen
found back
instead
from
of Iso.
Famous.
NC Slash Up does have to
Oh my
think
God,
better
the
of just
drone
sticking
has
out in the
missed
open for this duel. Wants to spot out what he can with the drone. This is where it comes down to a bit of this mid-round decision making.
Good flash.
Famous stuck down
You
now,
don't have a
especially with
TP,
the
what
flash
are
in
you
hand.
doing?
Berserk's trying
What
to
a
bail him out, but
strange
unfortunately
choice.
smoked off. And quick to the smokes from Mako as well. Now you've got CT blocked off.
Are you going to keep your
Why would you
100%
like
ascent pistol rate
push
for
forward
DRX
with the Omen flash?
so far?
Use your bullets
Or is it going to fall
blindly and then
here and you
reload.
lose this 4 versus 3 advantage that you have, sniffing out the rest of the site, that no one is there. Now it's going to shift into post point.
4v3.
No more util, at least until the salvos come back up.
And they used a lot of
Boom looking
util to just
gather
clear the
a little
front
bit more
part of the
space,
site.
starting
So
off
this
with
is gonna
DOS9, who he
be,
knows he's been having a
if
rough
DRX
game,
can't
trying
win
to
this,
step up
then
now.
something's going
Flash
pretty
out.
wrong.
Trying to push on forward. Re-smoked stairs though, and that makes things a little bit more tricky. DOS9, additional support, smokes off Boathouse, but that's when they double peek together. Bane in for the trades, Hyunmin for the next. DOS9 now out from stairs, 1-on-2. Plays up around Dice. Wait, self-salvo just to beat him out. He had no idea. Bane, what was that?
Cheeky. Not gonna lie, cheeky. You want to try and contend and dance the
Okay,
dance
rough
around the
round,
dice. Yeah, you're not
for
gonna
Boom,
be
rough
able to do
start.
that. The floor is lava.
It's gamer IQ.
I can't believe they're gonna lose
Opening
this
one though.
Boom.
Shiro caught with some utility in hand, and Famous caught in a reload, I believe it was in that one.
Again, DRX, you
Regardless,
assume are gonna play
DRX
super
picking up the
fast.
pistol here.
You
Good
know,
idea
send a
in
lot
how they
of
wanna
kind of
navigate
big
that
execs
one.
at them.
And they will look to extend things out. I mean, you gotta. I'm hoping that Boom were able to shrug off the tail end of Haven rather.
Certainly have to. Spot that, well, they should be familiar with playing against Paper X just before. They did suffer a bit of a loss in between the first and third map, but now you've got Freeing with just the Ghost to make a bit more noise. Tries to walk on forward, gate crashes away.
Yep, using himself as a human drone.
Boom are thinking twice now about fully rotating on over. They will still hover around the A site though. DRX not
Holy
making
fuck.
a single piece.
Mako,
Bad
you're not an
idea.
EMEA.
You've just got the lesser pistols.
playing double
you do it
duelist.
in numbers. You try to, steal around like that one. Try and maybe not get everybody
Someone has
spotted
to
out by
destroy
the
it.
stealth drone that goes in towards the site. One player in hell. DOS9 might have been spotted, Jenny.
Berserk's got a kill on Freeing.
Wow,
Oh, they're
he
in trouble.
actually managed to get away from it.
Now
Can
they
get
can
both
full
guns, though?
rotate,
That
but
is the
they've
question
given
right
them
now.
a
One
rifle.
towards the generator, the other one towards short. When they go for the rotation back towards B.
I believe they should be able to, pick one up at the very least. DOS9 in with the Vandal.
gonna try
But
it. Why would
as
you
soon
not
as
just
Berserk's
wait,
trying to peek
though?
on forward, it's going to be Bane that takes him down.
Oh.
Now Australia marking down
Oh,
further
Boom.
rotations. A little bit
You easily could have won this round. Why are you
but
going
still,
off on your own,
nonetheless,
man?
Smoked off, and that
Oh,
allows for DRX
man.
to get the spike down
Some
somewhat
more rough
safely
decisions by
until
Boom.
DOS9 attempts at
Just
something
no
of his own.
patience.
It's got to be DOS, doesn't it?
Has to. Additional support from NC Slash.
Time.
Very lovely delivery, well, specially delivered.
Yeah, and the
Okay, good
Salvos
missiles.
enough time to try and start to get this plant down as well.
Yikes. Okay.
Okay, DOS9, gotta hit this shot.
Situation, but DOS9 for the wide swing. Does suffer a bit of a tag, but in with the support. Unfortunately, falls. That's the rifle gone, but Famous still picking things up.
1v1.
Close
Is he
range
planning
now,
for it,
pistol
though?
for pistol. Wait until Famous picks up the Guardian. Estrella looking for the timing onto it. Will find it at the end. And once
Imagine
again,
if we didn't
the
fucking
Korean
Giga
faithful
troll.
support
Oh
their
man,
favorite team.
imagine if they didn't
Yeah,
troll.
the crowd is certainly elevated today in this series.
That's
They're
tough.
happy that we've got a pretty good one, I would say.
Again, you
Comeback
get
on
into
the
like a
last map,
perfect
DRX. I'll call
situation.
it a comeback 'cause
Why?
The Boom probably will looking to close it out.
Why?
A couple of good shots and allocations.
Why do you need to
into
go
this
on your
round
own
from
in
the
a
DRX
5v3?
guys as well. My
On a
early one
pistol,
on,
just like have your
Berserk's
whole
pushing
team
short
stomp
to
around and
try
jump
get some
around.
Timing or retrieve weaponry. And
Oh no,
a
man.
little bit awkward there that he gives himself up because you think about that.
And
if
then they
that was
still
from
could win
5
the
versus
round,
3
but
on
that's
3,
just like,
it
oh,
probably
fuck.
could have gone Boom's way.
Very close to it.
I'm
at
sorry
least.
that I am
Yeah,
rooting
now
for
it's gonna be
Boom in
the
this,
buyout
but
for
I,
Boom.
you
It's
know,
gonna be
I
the
like
bonus
Boom. I
for
want them to win.
DRX.
And I feel like
Straight up.
they're just making
Dealt with
like
accordingly
a
quick.
lot of
For the punish. Hyunmin, though, trying to get ahead as
Good-
well, but
good
now with
missiles.
the sheer wall tripped up, this gives
good
Boom a
fucking
bit of a chance.
sheer on
Search
the
to hold the
missiles.
off angle, sheer with the additional support.
Okay, I mean, this
Even
round
with
I
the
fucked
blind
them.
side, it doesn't phase them.
Yeah.
Just Bane left, and only a ghost.
we have seen some insane
Only
ghost
needed
kills.
for the one though. That's the thing there. Good aggression from Boom that time. Not scared away from any of those duels. Getting in front of a little bit of that utility.
that was good.
That
And again,
DRX are trying to throw it their way.
Being aggressive, trying
But
to
all in
pick
all,
out kind
these
of
are
the
sort of
lurk here,
rounds that
trying to
we do
pick out
wait
the
for,
Vice on
right?
their own
The
and
ebb
be
and
main.
flow of
This is
map
good by
like
Famous.
Scent, especially
And then the
just any
Vice
game of Valorant.
util.
the big rifle rounds.
Kind of
And for
destroying
me as well,
DRX
when
here
the
and their
ultimates
idea.
aren't really there yet, because it's going to be some good ideas, some good coordination and adjustments.
Well, the odds are going to come up soon
Okay, big
enough.
round.
Yeah,
Especially
I mean,
keeping our eyes on Bane and Estrella.
yeah, Bane one away from the Armageddon. Though this time a challenge in towards A main for
Nice
the Boom
comboing
squad.
that with the Teo
Bane
stun
and Estrella
like that.
repeatedly creating pressure around B main, trying to keep Boom honest. But
Now
yes,
missiles.
A main in contention, in with a salvo. NC Slasher for the
Come on,
peak.
that's nice by
Enabler
Boom.
numbers,
That's some
so
good
you don't
shit.
necessarily need to sacrifice
Unfortunately,
anything
DOS9
as
is
Boom.
dead, so the one
Successful
ways
trade.
are gone and they have no smokes
Sheer
now.
wall
But
tripped up as
end up in a
well.
3v4.
Yep, just baited out.
Fantastic. Famous TP'd on over to provide additional
What is
support.
bro doing?
Oh, he's hungry.
Goes in for the check, but
Yeah, he stepped out before the
Man.
flash had really bloomed. Unfortunate.
not quite the situation you want to find yourself in if you are to pick up these full rifle rounds.
Yeah.
DRX on the other hand,
You already knew that NC Slasher was here too.
yes, happy to capitalize on the situation, knowing that NC Slasher is somewhat alone, but Shiro has arrived. Unfortunately, though,
And again,
the
we end
Tahoe
up kind of,
utility will
trolling a
not allow
situation that
him
we should
to
win.
come onto the lines.
Because we have to just take a
So
fucking
this is a
solo
Boom that
peek.
has been
Take a
knocked off
timeout.
balance. Can
shot
they
down.
recover?
Good shock dart.
30 seconds left.
Can you get anything more here though as Boom?
Armageddon as well, just to secure the round.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
mind
not
it.
looking good for Boom. Again, they find
Gonna have to
themselves
force
in a good
Berserks into a
situation.
save
You
here.
see the good version of Boom here, and then you
Just
just
a couple
see
of
like
moments in that round. I mean, Boom, they looked like they
solo
were going to be
fucking
able
flash
to
A
hold
main,
down A and really, you
peek
know, stick
before
it in
the
the challenge.
flash,
But
end in a 3v3, and end up kind of fucking yourself.
call it
Oh man, they're just
a
like
need, a desire to close
If
around,
they-
to get hungry.
if they could learn
Still
like
challenging this one, Famous.
this is the advantage that G2 have on so many
Goes
teams.
a little bit too
is that
early
G2
and gives a bit of stability for DRX
learn
in the
what
3
patience
versus
is.
3.
G2 know what this word means, and there are so many teams that just don't.
Nonetheless, it is DRX. Having played this map just from last week, looking a little bit warmed up. I would imagine, though, Boom leaving this intentionally open from the
This
map
was really
view,
good.
that they have something prepared, especially given the composition
That's
as well.
not.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
said-
Boom got to pick between this and Lotus, right? So they'd be feeling a little bit more comfortable in their preparations on this map as opposed to that one.
Okay, let's see what they can do.
I want to see them, you know, coming with more set
APAC
plans
has no
to
patience. But if
dismantle
you have no
more
patience,
the
then just tell
utility
your
that
teammate
DRX
to
is,
come with you.
DRX
Because
is
then it's
providing,
fine as
especially
well,
towards BME,
right?
Because that was something that Global struggled with,
Like there,
Straight
NC
away
Slasher
from
isn't
the
that far
wall.
away from Famous.
and those salvos.
So they,
Yeah,
I mean,
it-
one, NC
it's gonna
Slash is
be a
trolling
cheeky
his drone,
cheeky
just
shot.
jumping it around
Try
back
and go
here.
for this one.
And then we go for a
Right,
solo
this time.
flashback. Why
Yeah,
not
no, I
fucking
think
just
better of it.
drone and then
You
either
don't
come
wanna see
together or
situations
do
where
it
Boom
as
are
the
giving
as he's shooting the
DRX,
drone, then fucking
like
flash
giving
him.
DRX favorable
You know, like
tools,
just
So trying to keep control over the map. One-way smoked up again.
like just play together.
And see Slasher.
Just real patient for DRX. Working the map,
DRX very
spreading
spread.
out the utility, making it a little bit easier for an eventual hit.
Cash.
And trying to
Sir,
expose a
the
gap
lab
as
rats
well.
and some
Up the
coping
gut.
PRX fans have escaped. No one will cheer for us tomorrow. They might cheer for DFM. PRX boss. Don't worry, my loyal servant, I've put a trigger on their heads when PRX throw 4 to 5.
You're
It's
incentivized
always
to
too
kind of
long.
help the team here, and you can't really get out.
Needing to
These
stay
shorter
out.
stories. Oh my
He
god.
does get out of it. The sheer wall somewhat helps him stay alive, but that leaves Berserks alone on the site. Shiro now coming in
Famous
out from
eventually
spawn.
got there.
Famous finding a frag of his own, and it keeps DRX at bay. 3-on-3, just like we saw from before, but in a different site.
I mean, he's
It's
cleared all
really
of this
just
though, so
Dust9.
Dust9 can just flash the site.
Here's the spike tap, now goes in for
Nice.
a peek off
Didn't
the
get it down.
flash. Also
Nicely
in for
done.
Famous, he finds the swing. Double spray found.
Nicely
Shiro
done by
for
Boom.
the final trade.
Crazy how if you play off
Not
util,
able
it
to
can work.
communicate that one
That was a
quickly over
strange
towards
one with the
Marco
sheer
to
wall
try and
getting
get
trapped just
the
behind it.
trade, unfortunately. But that one going the way of the Boom guys. Some good timing on a bit of that utility as well. Getting all the information on the back of the dimensional drift. This one, a little bit narrow focus, was Berserks up to the laneway, but when the plant, starts to be established, there's no immediate trade to get out on towards the Famers there, and then it's a good double up from Boom. So, backwards and forwards are fair if you want to continue to go that way. I'm still looking to see, for freeing how this Yoru works. I think that's the big question: is how is freeing's Yoru going to work? Because you've pulled him off the Teo, and in this round, he's going on a solo mission to find all the info for the team, and they'll collect back at B.
Here, fast
Hyunmin
B exact.
now comes in with the
Oh my God.
blades. Scouting found by freeing. Hyunmin
So they're worried
to
about
nut
the
and
Yoru.
strike all of it
Another,
down.
we're gonna get another
probably the
eco. To
round.
be fair, I mean,
Quick
that's pretty
reaction
good
from
by
Boom,
DRX.
though. Famous might be nearby with an outlaw, but is that going to be enough? It still is a 3-on-5 where Boom have the better weaponry. They're trying to at least find some numbers here.
Yeah, but it's a 3-on-5, man.
Oh, not even
Hyunmin
the
with
head.
knives
Hyunmin
is been different
slices and
today.
cuts him up instead. And C Slasher now possibly just to hold for the exits. But even then, you gotta be careful. Boom look somewhat rocked. It is rather early, but considering the fact that they are playing in front of
Now they'll
the
be on an eco as well.
opponent's
Boom,
home
so
crowd,
Not
you
ideal.
gotta imagine there's some effect there.
Well, I mean, this sort of round, shaken up a little bit by freeing
That gets his ult.
on the dimensional drift and just
I mean, Hyunmin might as
DRX
well go
getting
for
in
this.
towards the site. You're not looking at the right spot.
Ooh. Okay, NC Slasher to stabilize. Came close to it.
4 versus 2. These are the sort of rounds where if you are, as DRX on a lesser equipped buy, like having something to catch your opponents off guard is gorgeous, right? Hyunmin gets in, gets all the shots, really just locks down the site, and then the round's done. Like, it's 2 versus 5, you're looking to peel away, save your guns, do some more damage. It kind of is what it is, but you're setting yourself up for a good attacking side as DRX here.
So just the
You can
2
draw out
guns.
some
NC
utility
Slasher
early
did
in
get
this sort
ult
of round.
off
You can
that.
draw
They
out
also
those
have
ultimates.
Solo.
I mean, you'd be laughing as DRX in this round because Boom, they're not fully equipped.
Again, it just looks like another
If
B
Berserk's
exit.
somehow able to bring them down a size by getting the Steel Garden, then maybe.
DRX, on the other hand, though, has been running with the same default for the past several rounds now. Same sheer wall. It's beginning to keep Boom invested onto the B site now. Off of this, DRX then can look for a rotation somewhere else.
Yeah, but Boom haven't
They
really
come
pushed
back
up too
towards
far
a B split.
in the weaker side of the map, right? You're playing the 3. I'll call it 1-1, 1 up 3 to watch over mid and 1A main. You don't want to be caught out on a little lurk like that.
They come
50 seconds.
Slightly threatened like they're going to do.
DRX are still surrounding this
B
B
split.
site. How much do they think they need to invest remaining in this round?
Boom. They're thinking, they're scratching their heads.
Oh,
DRX
they're
is
getting
jabbing
wrong.
at them with these utilities down into B.
The problem is it's just Berserks here.
That's right. That's exactly what it is. But Berserks alone still could do
Wow,
some
that got a
damage.
kill.
Shiro in with some
They just fucking
ult as
full
well.
ult spam.
Yeah, this is a heavy investment with 20 seconds still to go. Berserks has Thorns.
trying to play around the
They
time.
did the ult the
NC
wrong
Slash
way,
of the
but-
Armageddon as well. Thorns might aid him. Berserk still trying to stay hidden. But the blind
Wow.
works out great!
What is it with
Takes
thrifties
down
in this game,
Mako,
man?
And all of a sudden, Boom find themselves at a worthy head of a potential Thrifty down to a low HP Bane.
I mean, they did use all of
Famous
ults, I suppose,
will
but-
be the decider.
Yeah, I think the question that I was posing to the teams is how much do you want to invest in that
Every
round,
fucking
right?
Thrifty
DRX
is a
with
win.
the heavy equipment, the more powerful guns, they've got an ult of their own, but it's Boom, right? Lesser equipped, a lot more ultimates to invest in. If the round doesn't go their way and they do invest it, it would be really unfortunate. But the fact that the timing feels right, that they need to, the fact that Berserks even finds the first shot from
Strange
the
that
ledge,
we're not dashing in
and the
there.
rest of the team, you know, it works.
I think
a treat,
double
right?
duelist
You've got
and no
what?
one's going
Steel
deep
Guard and
inside.
Hunter's Fury and
But the whole
Armageddon
point
to
of our
come
comp
away
is that
with
with
that round
multiple
there.
people going deep inside.
You do like to see that for Boom to keep this
Okay,
one
Famous
in a
picks
good
up the ult.
contest state, and now there's an operator out for Famous.
Now beginning to peek out to
Actually just sits it. Wow.
foil DRX's plans.
I mean, you
of
can always
working
TP
around B
away.
main.
We have
A lot of information now.
We have seen Wine be played with a little bit here from DOS.
Yes.
And if he's by himself with no bailout strategy, it'll be awkward. So I would say
Okay.
a little bit lucky that he isn't targeted there. But
No,
the
he's
fact
gonna be
that you're
targeted.
overlooking Famous' operator line where you already had the sheer wall popped earlier, that's a little bit
I mean,
of a no-no.
yeah, DRX had no
Okay,
idea
that's
it
a
was
big
an
first
off, and they
kill
were
on Bane.
thinking that possibly, you know, it might have been the
Mako can't go and get
over-rotation
that
onto
gun
the A
either.
site. So now they're being kept honest
See,
instead.
just Estrella there.
Especially with the Dimensional Drift now, spotting out that there is
nothing else.
nobody except Estrella on towards tiles. Boom should be prepared for this A hit. DOS9, however, unfortunately finding minimal success.
should
And
be
C
the
Slasher and Berserks will be able to chime
this
in.
guy was
And
lucky.
they already knew where Estrella was, right? He was just spotted out by the ult over
Ooh.
at B.
Famous.
And with 30 seconds to go, you know what this
30
is.
seconds left.
It's podcast time. 30 seconds to just do whatever.
For DRX to truly start an episode where they kind of talk things over with Mako.
Yeah, it's gonna be good for the eco.
Getting to this sort of territory for DRX,
was,
so you can have a pretty impactful round too.
Nice
right?
play by Famous
Like,
to begin,
You've got
and
the
then
Steel Garden still, you've got
bit
the
of a limp
Armageddon.
A exec without
These are
the
some components that you
without the
can just
tail.
get into the B site real rapid.
Seen them do it before.
Yeah, the only thing for me is now that Boom have this operator
Sometimes
in play,
DRX this
you're gonna have
game
to
it's
opt for
felt like
Famous
no
on the line
Hyunmin, no
first.
win.
One
If
thing
Hyunmin
DRX did
dies
last
without
week
getting a kill,
was
they just lose.
salvos in B main, and instead of the sheer wall that he often puts down, it's
He
the
actually
arc
did get a
rows
kill
to
there,
flash
to be
anyone
fair.
who might
But like,
be,
why is
you know,
freeing
famous
back
maybe.
here? You know what I mean? Like, why is freeing
Stop
not going
finding
in
little looking
with?
towards
Why are they not double diving?
That could be
main.
that quick hit to be.
Could be, potentially, but of course we don't exactly have the Armageddon just yet. If you want to get on the line, though, you can certainly do that to then
Like,
pick it up
especially
off
if you're
the door.
going here, like, I can understand, like, hey, my jet's going Jenny, so you're
this
going
one will
to
be
get there.
interesting.
Well, your
See
jet's
how
going,
DRX
like,
wanna
here
try
with a
and
smoke?
bring
Why are
this
you not, like,
slider
double
by into
PPing that?
a possibility.
Famous looking to repeat. Blind
hungry.
sides of his own. Oh, he couldn't get out. He gate crashes into his own. And that's going to be now onto the Frenzy. He still gets a two kill. So that's 2-4-1 now. Bane looking to recover. Steel Garden at hand as well. So,
but they can't get in.
But still, the delay is good enough. The fact that you got 2 is crazy.
Been blocked off, especially with that sheer at hand. So Mako looking to take things into his own
The
hands.
Thorns!
Boom,
The
boom,
Thorns
is
will
better
burn
than
Estrella.
G2.
Mako in with a stinger, tries to go in for the CQP, but it's not quite meant to be.
Gun barrel spotted, by the way.
Bane now up. Swaps the angles on over onto CT where he knows the next threat would be, but the numbers not quite favoring him. Boom will find the lead.
Who's that? Sorry,
Good
that
patience
was.
at the back of sight there as well. Not to
Roses and
overextend,
Twigs,
but
thanks for the
potentially
5 months.
Give it up. And then
Oh,
the
Boom better
call
than
for the
G2?
double
No.
swing.
They're not better
Nicely
than G2.
done.
But this was
As
insane.
Boom will take the lead. Famous a little bit unlucky
I don't know
that he
how
wasn't
Australia
able
died
to
to
gate crash out of there.
don't.
But it feels like to me, audibly, they've heard it, and then it was kind
I
of
would have liked to have seen
cancelled,
Australia
right?
be able to
Stealth
get a DRX.
So
timeout.
maybe they like expected.
Oh. Check trace. 11-1? Huh? What the hell happened to BLG? Wait, if BLG lose... Oh no, they beat G-Lai. So this game does mean nothing for BLG. They are the 1 seed no matter what. Because they beat G-Lai, but... It also means nothing for Trace as well. So... But even so, that is strange.
So
Big day in the office.
I mean,
Yeah,
bro,
One of these
whatever
teams
they've
will
done with the
continue to
roles
force
this
run in the
week,
group.
they have to go back.
Only one.
Freeing is not a fucking Euro player.
But now they're on the
You
back
have
of
the
that
best
timeout,
tail in the
folks.
world.
See what DRX are going to look
What
to
are you
come
doing?
out with. Some mid control from the drone.
We're gonna
into
have to
the
take a
space
look at
by
stats
NC
after this.
slashes after a short, spotting out 2. That they're
Okay,
quite
you
close
see
as well.
Eurojet, that's normally a
Feel like you
clue.
need to fall back just a little bit.
A clue, a clue. Any
Trying
util?
to make their way out of these dangerous spots, but still Hyunbin has to pin down
know
into
what
the
those
side,
lines doing
especially
there.
the Armageddon at play.
Oh,
How did
It's
you
going
get
to be
that?
trades for days. DRX, though, finding
Okay,
themselves
good
in a
trades
favorable
by
position
DRX.
now with the numbers at
I don't know
hand.
what Dust9 was
Berserks
doing there. Like, he seemed a bit lost.
I don't know,
It seemed
Ryan's
like
on the crime scene, but he's finding corpses
like they
scattered
didn't send
everywhere.
any util into this
Maybe with
at
a
all.
peek off from heaven,
It seemed
but
like
got to
NC
be
Slasher was
careful
like,
with
hey,
how
let's
you're
fight A
isolating
main,
the,
and Dust9 was like,
angles, especially thinking
everything
around
is
hell.
fine.
Well,
Generator was cleared. Now checks into hell. Spots out Freeing, but a little bit
Well, as soon as they
too close.
can't play, he gets a 3K.
all the trades. Freeing had an option there as well. If the shots started to go haywire, you can get out of dodge and play with his teammate. They could, you know, call to swing together, for example.
Did you bring my tether off?
Tied up on the back of that time out. Great shots to come on in. I think just being aware of all of the trades as DRX there, making sure you're all watching the angles and being in a situation where you can go for the trades as well, right? If you kind of bait your team and you don't immediately look to get that trade, it probably goes a little bit differently there.
A quick round picked up now. Nearing the end of the first
Oh,
half,
3-2
DRX
to
will
City.
continue to buy back up, freeing
Possibly
onto
they can't
the
be fucking
Stinger
arms.
and a quick scouting mission down
defend
A
them.
short.
Yeah, and what can he find right now as well? Because the Vice utility is around this site. That's going to lock out Famous from going for a challenge as he's salvoed away.
Still got the Archers on the site though. And they've heard exactly where Mako is. In with the Archer flash, but trapped down inside. And Berserk
their own
manages
fucking
to
shear.
get away with the door broken. Spike planted.
Spike planted.
And no ults really for Boom to be able to get on in here.
Also for DRX to have some utility ready to let rip. Mako looking for the right opportunity to
Someone
send that
flash it,
flash.
destroy
There it
them.
is.
Salvos now for NC Slasher.
Trying to flush them out of position. DOS9 with a flash of his own. Had a wallbang through, and Shiro
Oh, he
looking
doesn't know
to
about a
take
second.
more
Okay.
space
Oh, they
down
do.
in. Hell
The
has been
ping.
cleared now, watching out for Door. Hyunmin still able to cause some havoc. Off towards the next
Beep,
spot,
beep,
though.
beep.
It's up towards A main with Fring on that stinger. Boom should be able to body block most of the shots and get the spike into at least half. Found him, and that's going to be Estrella now coming through. He's got the
Oh,
shot,
no
and he's
way he got
fights.
that. No
Wait,
way
a
he
triple kill
got
down
that.
at the end, but the spikes.
It was denied.
Not defused.
It was denied. That had to be the legitimate millisecond of millisecond by my eyes.
Unbelievable.
That is absolutely crazy trying to trace that last one. I mean, the reveal on towards Bane to get that one, and a reload caught out there for Hyunmin.
How has he won all
has
three
he
of these
managed to win
fights,
that one,
Australia?
Australia?
Oh,
Criminal
boom.
just slotted into the team,
Oh,
and he's able to
boom.
put up incredible
Okay.
performances, clearing out all the angles.
It wasn't the millisecond of the millisecond. It looked like there was a little bit more of a sliver of a chunk there, but it still was absolutely close.
And now, not letting go of the button, it's going to be DRX once again back into B with this same default. Boom, though, having dealt with it, now looking to trip the Shiro wall.
Oh, Famous wants to go for this B main play.
Not
Looks-
the best equipment so far, though.
Yeah, it has a bit of a different flavor on it. No operator.
DOS9 looking to get a little bit cheeky. Might have heard a
Double
hop.
judge.
We'll see.
Oh, no.
Marco
The one-way.
has liked playing up here.
Yeah, with the flash as well. So that's a fully blinded, near side of DOS9 now, still finding the torso of Mako.
But on the
Flashes
side,
off his own as well, and he's hungry for more. DOS9 looking famished, but unfortunately punished for it. And C-Slasher now has to hold down the site, sends out the Armageddon, and that's going to be DRX looking to get the spike down soon enough. Pop flash out from Freeing, but it's dimensional drift from Famous to counter.
if the plant goes down, Australia will have the ult, by the way.
Just don't come back here, yeah.
Gate crash noted. Shiro looking to sneak through.
Oh,
but
There's
Freeing,
no way you
what
haven't
a
got that
flick!
kill.
Takes down his opponent. Steel guarded now from Estrella. Just
Oh
to
my
keep his
god, no one's
opponents
got any
honest.
guns.
Freeing then
We're
swings
just running out.
finds the other
You've
frag.
even heard the
final
fucking...
player left. Berserks.
Oh my
Shotgun
God,
challenge.
man.
DRX
Boom,
collected the
boom.
first half.
Oh, a couple of
it's
these rounds are
scrappy.
getting
How is
so
Shiro not got a
close,
kill?
man. It leads in for some entertaining
How is
Valorant,
Shiro not got
doesn't
that
it? But
kill?
the
This game over yet?
And it's a close round, a lot closer than maybe it should have been. And I mean, off the back of this, are we potentially going to see a timeout? That's the question.
Oh my days, it really does just go to show you whenever you don't have the outlines how cheeky Kai has been on those, but beautiful stuff. And yeah, does the timeout come out? I mean, BLG now starting to get their momentum, now starting to take it from Trace Esports. If you drop the timeout here, you kind of cement that momentum, but you do give it up for yourself. And yes, as you said, Snow, perfectly called. The timeout for TE is coming through. And BLG, the fans believed in the comeback and for that pistol round, and it was absolutely met. And not only that, they said BLG would win the pistol round. BLG did.
Yeah, BLG did win that pistol round, and not only that, winning that bonus as well. I mean, very much a needed timeout, I think, for Trace. You've got to assess the situation because you just haven't really been able to do anything on this defensive side so far. Yes, there have been some close rounds and you've lost out clutches, but
11-4.
considering how your attack half went, the defense...
Imagine if Trace lost that. That would be funny, wouldn't it?
So take that same mentality and put it into your post plants.
Yeah, exactly. And to
I
be
think it's
honest,
over for
maybe
Boom.
Trace
I
would
think
be
it's over,
benefiting
Boom
from
Bros.
how BLG were playing their defense,
7-5,
where
7
we've
on
seen
attack. They are playing double
we've
duelists,
seen
but
Wizzy like pushing up
it's
really
all right.
aggressively
I
on
don't
that like
think it's
A2 to take that control. We haven't seen that quite as much from Trace. They have been very timid.
Difference between, you know, the double duelist and Shiro onto the Sova. Hyunmin still putting up some good numbers up for DRX. Meanwhile, for Boom needing to do
Right.
quite a bit
I mean,
as
Boom
well.
need this
Shiro
pistol.
will
They
kick
definitely
things
need
off
this pistol.
With a Sheriff shot down
That's a
mid.
good start.
Yep, Shiro with the Sheriff on the Sova. Don't want no util.
And then to recollect themselves all towards A main. Salvos to clear out wine and everything else.
Slow and steady. Good dark cover actually from Marco. Means that someone can sneak back in towards wine if they did want to allot for some sort of trap like that.
And at the same time for Freeing to go for a cheeky little jump peek just in case.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's-
spot anyone out.
It's all about finding out where these players are at the moment. Boom have a player advantage.
Exchanging information with the stealth drone going out as well. So now trying to get the pitch on towards Freeing. They will find it. Boom.
Okay, they should be
Finding
good now.
numbers
5v3,
advantage
you would
in
hope.
early parts of the
They're
round.
gonna wait for
Mark
the
on
start.
Bane at this A site. See if the pistols are going to be able to do something in a potential
Uh-oh.
crossfire or not.
Or they're going to find themselves in a bit of a hairy situation. Maybe able to flash themselves out, but unfortunately, the angle's
nice round
all
by
fully
Boom.
covered by the Indonesian fire squad.
30 seconds
And I
left.
do believe, unless Australia comes out with a 1 versus 5, this will be DRX's first ascent drop for a while. And the pistol rounds, they'd make it 5-1.
Now, you're going to mar that perfect pistol round record? Australia, you got to do it. Keep it
I
a
don't think
perfect
he's going
100%.
to.
The time's on, though.
Yeah. Oh, God. And Famous is slowly creeping up from behind as well.
Just don't try and go for a knife and whiff it, if you're going to do that.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's going for it. He's going for it, and he does! Fully backstabbed.
Into the side. Pistol
That's
round, though, for Boom. Hey, could have come out with it flawlessly, but I think in the entertainment value, that'll give you a little bit of a chuckle. Good little plan from them to go strengthen numbers at the top of mid, and good patience throughout the round as well. You know, just making sure that they're all having the time to discuss how they want to adjust around the site.
I love to see him in high spirits, but yes. Guns
Okay,
purchased
second
up now.
round.
Boom with the slight 2-3 split. Similar protocols on both ends, but it's going to be the counter salvos.
Come on,
for
Boom.
DRX.
Don't troll. We've
Immediate
seen
trip
too
with that
many
shear as
thrifty
well.
losses
There's
already.
not going to be any Yoru play in front of it. You're going to fall on back, make sure that there's no overextensions here. These are the sort of rounds, again, you know, you just want to see Boom kind of 100% them as a round like this.
PRX Jason. Maybe I should go back to flex so Ilya and JJ can go whatever they want. PRX boss. Jason, our fans love the Omen and Breach combo. Just look at their ACS and FK. Jason. But sir. PRX.
What was the rest of it? But sir, Paper X boss. We are introducing a new Paper X skincare for VCT champs in Paris, and I need you to be there, not in Toronto.
Rex here.
Fully noted right now as well. Boom. What
Time.
a big call.
Yeah, just get out of there.
Why is my
Famous
Yoru
happy
alone
to
with the Bulldog?
Stay his welcome. Find a couple more kills if possible. Swaps over onto the
why
Sheriff,
you
which
never have a
unfortunately has
Sheriff
a
secondary, by the
longer
way.
draw animation.
It
And
always
then the
annoys
mid-round
me when
back
people
hit
pick up a
from
Sheriff.
market through back to B.
Player standing.
Well, denying Hyunmin any opportunity.
Yep. And now freeing just with the classic and a door closed to see what he can potentially do.
Knock on the door. Kick the door down.
Spike planted.
Sit
You
here,
just
look
die.
pretty, go up with the spike.
Let's see. 3-2 Man
That's the more
City.
likely
Come on, Palace.
scenario that's going to play out.
Fucking
Yes.
hell. 2-0 up,
Look
3-2
pretty and
down.
talk things over.
Yeah,
Bring
you got
off
your rifle ring
Matata.
coming in
Glasner's
the next
trolling
one.
me.
So how you got to look to do that
Don't
on the
bring on
defensive side? Do you
Savino.
want to go
I
for a
beg,
little bit of
Pep.
aggression together
Give
as
me
a
this
team?
one
Or
grace.
do you really just want to play it more on the default side, right?
To play a long game, you would imagine trying
Maybe.
to go off something more default, but we
How have
have
you
seen,
let that
yes, we
happen?
have seen the aggression coming through. Counter salvo, stripping the shear wall, and they
How have you
it to
let a
fullest.
fucking
Yeah,
keeper
exactly.
get an
You're going to probably
assist?
see freeing. Just look to rotate between the sides where required.
What are Palace doing?
That's
Holy shit.
the current situation right now. DRX, not too bad, but Boom showing off a lot of crazy mid-rounds as well. And while they might not be here, certainly feeling the support of the Indonesian home crowd back at the watch party.
Oh,
I was
you might
interested
be-
to see
oh,
what
it's
this
close.
rifle round was going to be presenting
What
for
are
us
they
on
doing
Australia's
now?
setup
Holy fuck, that's
with the
bad.
Vice as well. Going to go over to the A site with a deep wall that you actually need to kind of, you know, push a body out towards if they don't see it early, and Famous uses the clone just for it. And more of a default for Boom. See if any challenges are given to them.
None so far.
This is cheeky though. DOS9 spots the information onto Hyunmin's position. Meanwhile, a bit of a push up in towards B main for freeing to make the shear.
He's upside.
And likewise, on the A side of things, I just mentioned the shear that Australia's put down. Well, he's seen a bit of utility. So there's an idea that it was a bit of a default, but Berserks
trolling.
again for an opener. This time on a freeing.
Not too shabby. Now more options found. They will trip that deep shear
What?
wall as well. And
Why?
away with it,
What?
but Mako,
What are we doing?
Yeah, he's just saved Australia.
Do you want to
there,
play for
be
Crystal
honest.
Palace?
okay.
Trying to play in the
Berserk's
Crystal
in
Palace
front.
defense, famous?
Right now, trying to catch up
Because
to
that's the
his
level
team.
of trolling I'm seeing.
Spotted out by Mako.
Oh, the
The team,
flash.
however, will be able to flash themselves into the site.
How has Shiro found that, by the way, with a Spectre at that distance?
A couple of taps, perhaps, but nonetheless, you gotta deal and fend off even more because incoming
You
players
win
are
anyway.
gonna be Mako
Fair
and
enough.
Yeoman until Mako's been quickly dispensed
Honestly,
of.
fair enough. Good for you.
And Z-Slasher now, and the rest of the team position themselves with
Yeah.
A main as well as Hell.
Just don't give that that option in the corner of that dark cover. You want to jump
Let's go,
up there
Boom. Let's
potentially
win.
as DOS, but
Boom,
don't you
boom,
think better
boom,
of it. You play
boom.
the numbers, 4 versus 2, and now by the timing,
Oh, fuck this
you
ref.
can see that DRX are opting for the save, which means that the bonus round is going Boom Esports' way.
How has he won that with a Spectre? I think that was a
Last map,
team
if
flash, by
is
the way, because there
anything to
wasn't an
consider
assist.
here, Quack. This one might go the distance.
Certainly hoping for it as well.
So you want to
Entertaining Valorant all throughout.
So you want to see as many gun rounds as possible for DRX to put themselves in a good favor to keep it challenging. So saving those 2 guns there, not the worst of ideas.
What was that?
Certainly looking assist for the
He's
upcoming round,
literally
but
just spected him at the tail end whilst blinded halfway across the map. I know he saw him before the arc rays popped, but still.
it's skill. But yes. So Boom now with the bonus round picked up. They find themselves an outlaw at
Bro,
hand.
Palace
Yep.
look lethargic. Holy
Gunman.
shit.
Ooh. Let's see what he can do with B main. Of course, there is a buy up behind those 2 saved guns.
Okay. A safer shear wall on towards the B site.
Oh, this is risky, but a straight up SMG close proximity.
They can't die either, or the shear wall will be gone. So it's a couple of sprays.
Michael
Battles
Lynch
into
with
safety.
5 whole US dollars.
Of course,
Musical theatre student here,
the
donating my
threat
coffee
of the
money today to
entire
manifest a Boom
Fire
win.
team now.
Yeah.
Salvos to delay, allowing for Hyunmin to find some
Musical
peaks,
theatre
but unfortunately sniped out.
And now you get an idea as
What's
Boom,
the
there's
best
a big
musical?
rotation here as
Michael
well, right?
Lynch.
So,
Oh,
considering
what?
it
No! What is the timing on that?
freeing.
That's gross.
Just reacting in kind. Meanwhile, Mako will continue to peak, so nothing too much found.
Because the flash is
High
dodged.
School
Bring
Musical,
it out there.
obviously.
It's
will
not High
be
School
able
Musical.
to come back in through to support Estrella, who is spraying for dear life with a stinger right now.
Okay, they
Flashed
just
out,
about get
Green
into the
finds one
site.
more, but it is individual trades. Boom find themselves a bit of a numbers advantage, although Berserk's is low HP.
Nice
DOS9
by
hunkers
DOS9.
down, finds the frag.
They should be
and
fine.
it's
I mean, that was a
now
bit dicey when they
3v1.
And
initially
they
got
don't know where
onto the
Marco
site,
is.
but
They don't know where
they
he's
got
going to
there.
be coming from.
Spike
But
planted.
Berserk's is on the right line with the right gun. If you think about it, the Outlaw to get the job done, and that is Boom continuing this flawless run on the attacking side so far with 4 in a row. That's another, you know, I don't want to really call it a gun round, but there was kind of enough there from DRX to really make that that one, you know, maybe workable. A couple of vandals and stuff.
I see what you're saying. But it also is, you know, a huge contrast to how DRX was playing against Global Esports last week, where now you've got this 4 glowing red win streaks
timeout,
coming out
DRX.
from Boom.
Come on, Boom. 9-7. I mean, that coach just fucking hates timeouts. The coach is like, you fucking sort it out. I'm not doing shit. Holy shit, Palace look like they can't be fucking asked. If you can't be asked, Palace, why should I be asked to watch you? Boomer trying. How about you put some fucking effort in? Man, if Boom lose this by 1 round, I just want you to remember that 1v3 round that they lost. Come on, Boom.
For that is, well, it's Berserks with the Steel Garden. If Boom have an idea on where they want to try and navigate around this map and try to potentially end things, that can make things quite nice for them.
Without a doubt. Still, though, we'll start things off with Salvos once again. A little bit more down middle, trying to disguise some of Boom's other intentions.
Yeah, Famous putting the pressure on mid, trying to draw some attention here. Hyunmin to rate the clone and Bane to get in towards market.
Oh
Two
no.
players though. Thankfully the smoke comes up.
Bro,
Spams
why? This is
Famous
ranked.
too
That is
far
ranked,
ahead of the
man.
team there, unfortunately. So now you're at a deficit as Boom. Maybe even a secondary one as far
That is
as
ranked.
keeps going here.
He will opt for the wide swing, but Free just
Why?
quickly
Why?
dismisses him.
We've taken a time out
Yeah,
and
if
said
you wanna try and go to
fucking
the safe
everyone
side,
just
I mean,
walk
with all
around
this
on their
ice
own.
utility, it should be unachievable.
Hey,
Fuck me.
50 seconds. It's a lot left on round timer.
Yeah, and Bane, I mean, if he sees the pressure here, he's got his teammate and freeing around him. He's
Oh,
still
great.
got special delivery and salvos. They can just call and play for the 3 versus 5 here. They don't necessarily need to take a fight. You even just drop the door, rather. So
Bro, they know
Rather
you're here.
risky round to go for.
Okay,
I
take it back for a second. Boom are trying all of a sudden.
I wouldn't even be surprised.
They've
if
given
they
up.
Just
They've got
save.
money.
I know they've got a lot of money, but
They have
there's
done
just
nothing this
you can
round.
really do. Bully your way into A, where a door has also just been shut on you.
Yeah, 15 seconds now. Unless you can kill these 2 players on the site with a snap of your fingers, this is a really tough.
Okay, hang on a
spike
second,
to get
hang on a
planted
second.
until
Hold on, they're the
Zero
goats.
sneaks up from
They're
behind,
the actual
finds a double.
goats.
Traded off by Hyunmin. Spike still looking to get planted, and now Frenzy slides for the whole
Okay,
angle,
Hyunmin is the
unfortunately
actual
falls.
goat.
Now
But DOS9, this
DOS9,
is your chance, Goat
He
9.
has to once again.
Oh, you're all that's
step
tough.
up
You have to
bat.
smoke yourself off.
Freeing flushes him
No,
away
you have to put
with the
yourself
dimensional
in a
drift.
smoke, man.
DOS9 ignores it. Tries to dodge the flashes as well.
Okay.
And then just a
Bane's
deal
trolling.
with Bane.
No way!
Comes back into it and quickly eliminates Freeing. DOS9, everybody.
If ever there was a moment for stuns to not be cosmetic in this game, that is the moment right there.
A Red Bull clutch from the sun from Kazakhstan.
Oh man, it's a
What
2
are they
versus 1. The
doing?
dimensional drift, I was gonna say before they immediately kind of called to go for it, would they use the dimensional drift to try and find him and block him and make it awkward for him? DOS9, I mean, this guy had,
Steps up. Yes.
he had a shocker. Like, he's not been having the greatest time in the server today, I will admit. Currently one of the, you know, the worst performances of him, but to come out with that one, the moments are still there for him when they really do
That's
need.
crazy.
Love it. Next round up now, though. And Boom playing it a little bit safer. You've got the Outlaw on Berserks and the Sheer Wall instantly tripped. That's something that DRX has been doing. Not allowing for
Goat 9
any
return.
form of pressure with that
When the
wall.
world needed him
That was
most.
after DRX's time
Come
out,
on,
by the
Boom.
way.
Just to win this
True that.
eco.
So now it's all down to what the team
Just
can
don't
think for
lose to
themselves in
another
this,
eco.
unless Boom
Please,
give them
please, I beg you.
the timeout to have some revitalization, though Hyunmin
Okay, you've seen
think
him.
better have gone for another
That's
duel
Hyunmin.
there.
Run away
He
from
wants
the
it.
raid boss.
Yeah, he's got Mako.
Although he's actually
They can
12 and
get a lot
16
of
this map.
space
Never
To
mind.
him.
Who's next?
I mean, Hyunmin's looking for the potential Blade Storm, I believe.
He's just looking for something for the team, I think, at this point. Junk shot.
Information as well, though, and now it's going to be Armageddon from Boom to try to create a little bit more space, especially the dimensional drift from
Oh my
Famous as
God.
well.
Why,
Finds the
why,
entry,
why,
continues with
why?
another blind.
That's so
Free
bad
will
again.
Be happy to pick up that rifle.
We know
Berserk's
he's
now arriving
backside.
from
We've
lane,
seen
though.
him.
The rest of the team looking to waterfall down on
Okay.
towards Estrella.
We know he's
Estrella
here. Someone
dancing
hold
back and
this.
forth with the Stinger, looking for the opportunity, but unfortunately not quite. Spike will still be planted right next to him, and Berserks eliminates
Okay, let's go.
Hyunmin.
They don't care. They do not care that he's at the back of the site. They know there's 20 seconds. They've got numbers. They have to get a plant.
Good.
He's got a stinger. You don't want to give him a favorable duel.
Uh-oh.
And now it's 7-11. But look at all of those rounds in a row from Boom. They still are holding the Sheer Garden too, right? The one ability that can just kind of stop DRX from being able to shoot back when you're going for a hit. You remove their guns, right? You make them play in towards choke angles. You make them play a little bit different.
Come on.
Have to even contend if you want to bring out a pistol, because in this sort of scenario, you might come to expect that Boom would set up together to go for a hit into the site using the Sheer Garden, right?
Yeah, thinking about it. You gotta watch for these positions.
Well, if
Hyunmin
they-
does have the Blade Storm.
If they drone into the site right now, they could drop the shit
Oh, they
the
did.
Garden and
Okay.
kind of fashion a good one.
They do trip it
Almost.
out.
Yeah, the options are still there. Even with the fake out quickly dealt with, Hyunmin now trying to get out of dodge.
Staved off.
Guard, and there it is.
Staved off by the salvos. And the
Can we
blade
get
storm,
in
you gotta
though?
remember, is still
We're not
available
going
here as
anywhere.
well.
Plays, Smako still jiggling. At some point, you got to
Oh,
rotate
no,
on
it's
over.
rough.
Boom are not
Oh
slowing
my
down,
god,
but
it's so
a bit
rough.
of a team kill coming through. Nonetheless, Boom still trudge forward. Hyunmin hopping over, looking
Okay, you
for
wait.
the blade.
You wait here for
He's
goat
got 4
9.
left. Bane off to the other end, though, trying to prevent Boom from creating any further space. DOS9 somewhat
Bam.
trapped until he can slip through into market. Spike not quite planted yet because you've got these 2 anchors on the site.
You don't exactly know where Bane went either, to be honest with you. He's gone on towards the A site in case there's a rotation call.
Oh, Mako.
They're gonna try and pinch on Mako.
He's got the
30
Phantom.
seconds left.
Close range could help
Nice
him out,
double
but
swing.
somewhat double peeked out. And the Crosshair not just able to drag over.
Hyunmin.
Hopping out of the smoke now. Hyunmin alongside Estrella. Arc Rose popped, but nothing much found.
Nice,
The
DOS9.
shot not quite connecting.
Nice, DOS9.
Estrella will only be able to find the first. DOS9 now on to the double kill.
And Bane was way too far away as well. He's got salvos, but it's a 1 versus 2 here, Quack.
Come on.
If Boom
Come
played
on,
the
Boom.
crossfire right, they could find the series point.
Come on, Boom. Good smoke.
Bane. Like you mentioned, salvos, but
Salvos
Where
could make
do
it
you
hard for
place
goat
them?
9.
surely into Boathouse for 1, but pops it off. No one's giving him the peek. He does find
Oh,
the first
no.
flick, though.
Oh no.
Continues to push on forward, pops down, and dives onto DOS9.
No crossfire!
do is
No
survive the
crossfire
salvos.
to come out from Boom. I said if they played that one right, they could potentially get it out. No slipping into the stairs. Trying to stand and deliver.
Why, man?
But Bane will hold on
Why
for
would you
DRX
come
here.
back and not go
8-11.
forward there
The
and just
first
play
attacking
time?
round dropped for Boom Esports.
Why must you always take every
By the
single
way,
fight?
Berserk's found some
Why?
damage towards his body at the choke point by the salvos, if I am remembering correctly, and that's why he was within an inch of his life and was
Just
able to be finished off by a
go up the stack.
Cool. Tough, but for a guy who was the 6th man to come back into the squad, just being able to pull off a performance like that
11
extends DRX's life, yes.
is all they get. Isn't that what we said last map?
I'm shaking my head and I'm really wondering about this, but you know, certainly want to keep your hopes up for Boom.
Come on, Boom. Not again.
Been putting
Not
up
again.
quite the performance thus far.
Yeah, need some good decision making here.
Okay, mid. Salvos as well.
It's fine. It's fine.
versus
It's win-win loss
the game
theory.
crash away.
Oh, there's some timing here for Australia.
All right.
How far forward does he want to push?
Oh
though?
no, not
That's the
again.
question.
Yeah, Berserks has kept that shear wall a little bit further back now.
Please
Yeah,
flash
numbers
if
as
you're
well.
going
Look at this
here.
one. Hyunmin, is he any clue?
Can't really get away either. All frags or nothing, especially once those flashes go through. A little bit more support coming up with Free.
Oh, they waited
close
so
by.
long.
Here come those kills. Oh, they have actually managed to find 2. DOS9 trying to equalize, but not
Thank you.
quite. Famous caught inside of the smoke. Armageddon launched by Bane as well. Famous takes down Hyunmin and now looks to recollect with his fallen teammates, but Estrella up by stairs, denies entry. Berserks to trade right back. 1 on 2.
And how do you play this one if you are DRX as well?
Oh, he's thinking about a weapon, but it's not quite safe enough, so still sticking
Gotta
on to the
plant them.
Outlaw.
The thing is, they're both at 125 HP here. So the
Yeah.
Outlaw's not the worst gun.
But you have to think about the reload, so positioning very crucial.
One shot each, Quack.
That's all
One
you got
shot
to go
each.
for.
Oh,
Timing.
he's missed
One
the
shot.
timing.
1 kill. Berserk's
He missed the
peeks,
timing.
doesn't see him. Where could they be? Goes back around lane, spots out the first. That's the first kill. Punch
Tapped!
in your second ticket
Tapped!
because it's right there. Swaps to the shorty, hops in, and finds Mako! No clutch for the guy, and it's Berserks who picks it up instead!
Red Bull clutch to come through from Berserks, and it's series point for Boom Esports. And they got 4 of them.
Let's
You look at the
go!
crossfire
Boom,
that was
boom,
attempted
boom,
in the
boom.
middle there from Freeing to push through that dark cover as well. Hyunmin trying to do what he could. And it's not happening, but it's Berserks. I told you
Oh,
what, the
man.
Outlaw, it only needs 1 shot to finish off an opponent on 125. But the shorty as well, the sidearm, salvages the situation.
Oh, and with the win against the home crowd, all of a sudden, a little bit more silent now.
I have a feeling.
Come on, come
the
on.
big
This one
time
should be the
might
easiest
have
one.
to be buying
Look at
the
that buy,
bundle
man.
soon.
Freeing has a
Got an
shorty.
itch for it, Boom. looking to send themselves forward, possibly getting the lock into playoffs. Well, I mean, they already have that, but top seed.
Boom, top seed. Could you imagine?
Oh, DRX, do you have it in you? Playing around the smokes, not the best guns. Sheriff spams. And it's the Owl Drone that clears out Wine. Boom,
Yeah,
looking to
but
set things up towards the A site.
For
Come
Marco,
on.
he wasn't spotted for the moment. Now
Nice,
he is
Berserk.
on towards freeing. This is where a crunch opportunity happens on the A site.
Right, still got those thorns, but Mako trying to play around the smokes, repositions,
Nice,
but unfortunately pitched down. The full swarm from Boom. 2 players left. Now Hyunmin and Estrella
You can't
running
troll
off
this
the
one.
tracks.
You can't troll this
On
one.
towards Heaven. They gotta wait for that recon. The spike gets planted. Thankfully, they will shoot out Storm, so a little bit more space, but can they dive down to hell safely enough? No smokes. Goes in for the hop. Hyunmin, Stinger has the first kill, but the shorty and the Phantom.
Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. Boom, win. Does that mean that they're guaranteed first as well? It does, right? Who have they yet to play? DFM. Holy fuck, they're yet to play DFM. Their first seed, wow. Their actual first seed. That is insane. Let's go, Boom. Okay. I'm gonna go. Enjoy China if you want to watch that. I'm actually gonna raid the channel that you can watch the English Chinese one, so you can go and follow it if you want. For later on. So yeah, goodbye everyone.